What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here over on the CCG Sports channel, and we have got some League of Legends action cooking up for y'all. I'm Uncle K, and I'm joined by the one and the only. You've seen him around the block, and if you haven't, let me introduce you to him, the one and only Axeman. How you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling great, man. What's up, guys? Axeman87. Got Echo with me on the desk. So cool, man. This is always fun. I think this was this our third cast, I guess, technically. That first one,
I want to,
it
yeah.
was like Connection or something, but
Oh, Lord.
hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's good to be back on the cast with you here. We got more CCG, of course. Mirage, just like you were saying, coming up here in just a little bit. We get the best of 3 too. I'm so excited about that, man. We had so many best of 1s and that weird like Swiss thing. It felt so bad, but we ended up winning out, and now we're in the best of 3s. It feels super good. Last week we 2-0'd Miracle, which felt awesome. Super dominant games back to back. Didn't really let anything slip. We got DMK's Lee Sin, which is really exciting because we haven't seen him on that yet, and that seems totally unbeatable. I don't know how anybody's going to get over that. Yunbi Oriana as well was super strong, but yeah, looking forward to today, man. It should be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we'll get more time to talk about those individual picks, but kind of feels like maybe you're the key to success for CCG, man. You were there last time. They win 2-0. If they win 2-0 again today, maybe we know that maybe you're the hidden tech. You're the dark tech that CCG needs to perform. But regardless, like you mentioned, right? CCG had a upstanding performance last time around, last week, going 2-0 against, if I'm not mistaken, it was Miracle. Yeah, it was Miracle.
Yeah,
this time around. They're going to be facing Mirage Alliance. And not only are tensions high because they're facing a very strong team like Mirage Alliance, we'll get into them shortly. They're also battling for the crown for Group D, Axeman. They are looking to become seed number 1 of Group D and secure themselves a spot into the playoffs.
Yeah, and all the points were right on that cusp, right? So need to win out from here and try to get as many points as we can, looking towards the back half of the qualifier and looking towards the promotion relegation tournaments. Yeah, the first seed there in Group D, super valuable. Hopefully we can get it today. Mirage did beat Team Plague T1 2-1 last week in their best of 3, so at least a close matchup between those two teams. I think we got this one today. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-0 though. This one might be a little bit closer than perhaps we're ready for here. But get into the draft just a little bit here, and then we'll try to get the series underway. I guess the lobby just formed up, so it might take a little bit of time. Let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not gonna be easy today, Axeman. Going up against Mirage Alliance, a team that has the same sort of score line, has gone 4-1 in the opening group stages, right? Only dropping a game to Lethal Intentions Esports, a team who we've been seeing coming up in these past couple of weeks as well. And even now, they have been looking strong. They were able to kick Team Blink to the curb, a 2-1 performance, sending Team Blink down into the lower bracket. And now they will have to do battle with Miracle, which CCG was so kind to send on down, which does also mean that the loser of this series is not all out. They will still have a chance at redemption in the lower bracket. Whoever ends up winning against Miracle and Team Blink, they'll have to face off. But it definitely feels a lot better if you can just grab the win here and just secure yourself the spots in the playoffs, especially because obviously, when you're trying to enter those top 4 teams that are allowed to progress into that relegation, you want all the points you can get, right? Only the top 4 teams get to advance and try and secure themselves a spot moving forward.
Yeah, and looking at like even further in the tournament there, if we do secure D1 today, we'll be up against the C2 seed, so the second seed from Group C. That looks like it's probably going to be Rock Bottom Esports, which we actually lost to in the Swiss, so we'll get a little bit of a revenge arc there if everything goes as planned. That could also be Native Gaming, which would be pretty scary because they're one of the top teams in the tournament, but it should be Rock Bottom, I feel, and that'll be a good rematch because you only get a best of 1 in Swiss, and it feels super bad to lose and think, I really could have beat this team, right? For sure.
Yeah.
And, it'll be exciting to be able to get the chance to play against them. If we do lose and end up going D2, we have to go against the A1 group seed. That is doom. It's not good. It's not good whatsoever.
Put some respect on CCG, man. Come on.
We have to go against Tony Top, which seems so unwinnable, bro. But that team is so good. But that would certainly be a much harder matchup than the C2 seed. So we're definitely hoping we can get the win today.
Absolutely. And I'm glad we see eye to eye on when it comes to best of threes versus best of ones, because best of threes, so much more skill, expression. There we go. It's possible, right? Especially in the draft, coaching coming out as well. In comparison to a best of one, where it's like you might have just fumbled the bag here or there, and that's why you took the L. Best of three, you have the chance to recover. Even if you made a little fumble, a little blunder here or there, it's all good. It's not going to be easy winning back-to-back 2 games in a row, right? If you're down 0-1, but it's still possible. And you always love to see that because we get to see those awesome reverse sweeps come through. And I'm curious to see if we're going to see that same thing today, or maybe it's just going to be a quick 2-0. Who knows? I don't think it's going to be likely. You've already also said that it's not looking too likely, but regardless, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, hoping for a nice long series, man. Let's go distance. Let's get the 3 games. Max out the cast with Echo today. Then of course I don't know if you're casting later today, Echo. I'll be on the SR pod later for another series.
Ooh.
Which is nope, couldn't remember. Okay, it's gonna be a different series though. It's gonna be super fun. So definitely turn out for that one. Oh man, I'm losing the plot here a little bit, Echo. Hopefully his lobby starts up soon.
Get this man on the Rift. He has to get on the Rift. Yeah, just get him on there, man. We need to see some action. But you already touched on what we got to see last week, right? I want to take a look at CCG roster and just who we need to be looking at. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat, Axeman, I know usually when you talk about jungle, it's usually that jungle mid synergy. I'm looking at the jungle top synergy, man. DMK and Quacker. You get these two on some fighting chance where they can get agency early on, it is all over.
Yeah, 100%, man. DMK is really sick gangs, and Quacker, if he can control the game early, can roll that really hard into big team fights, as we've seen big pentakill play from him on the Gwen in the Swiss bracket there, but also quadra kills on several champions as well. Really big team fights from him. So yeah, any resources you can throw up top side from DMK are going to be really good for this roster. And they really like to play around Quacker. He's an incredible player. Kind of came back out of nowhere, right? Was really strong on wildcard last year, but he's just been so phenomenal this year, man. It has been incredible watching him come off of this break. And I thought it was really funny. You were like, hey, maybe your CCG's you're the reason they're succeeding. I was like, nah, I can't be former academy mid laner Yunbi, former academy support Yama.
No, surely not. No, it's the Axeman angle, man. Exactly. You're that guy. You are that guy.
I'm the reason
it's the Axeman angle, bro. I'm telling you. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Mirage Alliance, we keep saying that they are no slouches, and rightfully so, right? They have members such as Denethor, such as Trickster, Nem9. These are all names. If you've been in the collegiate / the amateur scene for a while, you have heard these names, and for very good reason. They've been around the block. They have done their time. They've been looking good. They are up and coming, and they're looking to just continue on snowballing.
Okay, I'm trying to remember if we talked about the raffle yet. We can definitely talk about the
raffle. We have not actually.
The raffle yet. Folks, there's a raffle going on in chat. If you type ! Raffle, enter to win the 1 mystery skin per game. So if we go to 3 games, we'll give away 3 skins. Pretty exciting stuff there. Hoping for the long series. But again, you can enter ! Raffle in the chat to enter that raffle. So go ahead and get that going.
I was gonna say, man, like everyone's out here like, I want 3 games now. It's like now they really want to go the distance. Oh, there's skins involved. Well, say less. Maybe not a quick 2-0 after all, but yeah, like you mentioned, right? ! Raffle in the chat. I'm hearing that we're almost ready to get into draft though, Axeman. The production gods are in my ears, and they're sending messages from above that we are almost ready. We're almost ready to get into it. Axeman, real quick, who do you think we have to be looking out for this game?
Looking out for this game, Nem9's always strong, man. I always love a Nem9 game. Definitely got to watch out for him. After that, watch out for DMK, baby. That's the boy right there. We're blue side, I think, starting out with this one, which means you could get the Gragas, which is really exciting. So definitely look out for that. But also Psycho Detro, that's a strong bot lane. Definitely want to make sure we're minding our P's and Q's around that bot lane. And yeah, we get in the lobby here in just a little bit. But yeah, really like all the gameplay so far from the team. It's just been really, really strong. We'll try to get a post series interview going up here in a little bit. Get an MVP going as well. That'll be good stuff.
All right, dude. Now you're just leaking the script if you're saying it a little
I'm
bit. That
it.
makes
I'm
it sound like a 2-0.
And I'm
Come
telling
on,
everybody
man.
what's gonna happen.
Come on, man. The people are here to get entertained, bro.
And
what are you doing,
we
man?
Go without draft, I'm just gonna start saying secrets. Echo lives at 10998.
You're just pressuring him to start. I'm gonna leak all of the scripts if y'all don't start this game right now. Like,
Axe said his whole home address on stream, bro. What?
He just doxed him? What? Oh my
What's
god.
happening? Oh man, there's just no way. But
yeah. Either way,
they're working on stuff. Production just said they're working on stuff. Hey, thanks for the note, boys. Appreciate that.
Dark production tech, you know.
As long as they're working on stuff, that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this whole tournament, by the way, I don't think we actually talked about this on the stream at all. It's all happening on Tournament Realm, which has made things really interesting from several perspectives. Normally, when we cast like amateur tournaments like that, like this, they're using like live client accounts, which have random names. So I think especially Yunbi was like HVAC technician.
Oh yeah, HVAC technician.
Yeah, for most of it. Oh yeah. Fantastic. I mean, really good name. But yeah, personally, I appreciate having the names up. That helps me tremendously. So TR has been pretty good. It is hell for the producers, though. They're going through it.
Yeah, it's easy for me. That's just more content. That's more things to make jokes of. But it's understandable. It is, dude. You're telling me I'm not gonna get HVAC technician on the map, dude? I had jokes primed, and now I'm being told that I could just throw all that out the window. You hate to see it.
There's no more HVAC technician, unfortunately. And some other good names as well too, but I think Yamos is pretty funny as well. But we're getting into drafts. I sound like a broken record, but I'm trying to remember what academy team Yama played for. I think Yunbi was GG. But I can't remember what Yama was. I probably should have looked that up at some point, but no, he's an academy player. Draft starting up now. We'll get into it. Oh man.
Absolutely. We've stalled long enough, Axeman. Let's get right into the draft. This is where games are made or broken. So let's get to it. Now, right off the bat, I want to see some DMK respect, Axeman. I want to see some DMK focus coming out from Mirage, but we'll have to wait and see. First ban right off the bat is going to be the Lucian taken away by CCG.
Yeah, I take that one away. That one's away from M9 too as well. You know, I think the Tristana ban could be a good here. 2 for CCG, but the Caitlyn ban comes out first. Ashe is definitely one you have to take away, I think, if you're red side. And I don't want that to go up. We talked about the Gragas pick potentially coming through as a big flex pick. But potentially just going straight to DMK as well, like it did in Swiss. He used that champion to great effect, so looking out for that one especially.
Definitely so far, a lot of that bot focus coming through there. However, I will hold my tongue. I will say nothing, but I wouldn't be surprised if that does get locked, and it is a hover. At the moment, though, a lot of these bot laners being taken off the board, especially those who have been benefiting from those IE/Navori quick play changes coming through. Right, I'm looking at the Kayle. I'm looking at the Varus. Want to take those off the board because they just make bot lane so damn oppressive. But the Lee Sin was banned. No shocker there. They definitely tuned in last series and they saw what DMK can do, and they don't want to see it again. But Axeman, the big brain might have called it here. It's a hover, so we'll wait, but it's been locked in.
It's all up here, man. It's all up here in the brain. Watch, I'll never get anything right the rest of the series. It's going to be awesome. Red side, the answer back should just be a bot lane. Felius Thresh is going to be really strong for them here. they want to lock that in. I think an answer blue side, we try to draft something a little bit more, hey, let's say aggressive. Huh? How's aggressive sound? That sounds good to me.
I like the sound of that, man.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, we get Selfish Sage on something aggressive here, and then we'll be just fine. But the Udyr pick actually being hovered for a little bit here. If they leave up Thresh, I want Yama on Thresh.
That would be something to see. Ah, the Udyr. That is, for me, so look at you. That's my perma ban. I hate it. I hate that he can just run at you. It's a freeze stun. He's just so, there's no point where he's not, it feels like he's not strong. I hate him. I don't want to see him. But Chuckster said, no, you have to see him. You have to watch, unfortunately. But hey, maybe he'll make me change my mind. He'll put on a crazy performance. On the flip side, though, CCG, Rakan and Xayah have been left open, but it's not looking like just yet. Xayah was locked in, still waiting for that support, though. Xayah, another one of those champs who has benefited greatly from the Navori quick play change. We see that pop up all the time. And with it being locked in, and they already know that Aphelios is going to be the enemy ADC, they are still going to go ahead and go for the Rakan.
Yeah, they certainly will. And here, Xayah Rakan locked in. Wondering what we go for down in the support position for Detro. A lot of good options for him here, but they're going to hover, I think, mid-champions. I think it's what's going on here. Could be the Annie down bot side in the support role, but yeah, come on, just lock in the Thresh. Come on, man. What are we doing?
He calls it again. He calls it again.
We get it in here. Now he gets some solo lane bans out. Going through here, a lot of these should be aimed at Quacker, if you ask me. Holy cow, the guy is so incredible. Gwen ban, you know, even you want to throw a Darius ban out there. They're going to ban away Yumbi's Orianna, which is huge. They actually posted the content about that on the Twitter earlier, so I guess Mirage watching the Twitter feed.
Yeah, definitely look to check that out. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right, to also go for that mid focus, because at the end of the day, right, they could always flex that Greg is up onto the side of Quacker, right? They could put him on it if they feel it is so necessary. I'd be a little surprised, but it's certainly a possibility. And man, they really just studied that last series to perfection. The Olaf being picked away, not picked away, banned away as well, which was such a huge pick for Quacker in the top lane.
Yep, 100% here. This does leave Gwen up. I'm wondering if we're trying to play a more aggressive, maybe skirmishing style top laner. Instead of going for like a tank top for Mirage. If you go a tank top for Mirage, you're just going to get the Gwen, get punished super hard. So you don't want to go for that necessarily. I think we blind something. Lots of damage topside. Oh, they're hovering Rise.
Be interesting. The EQ rapid fire coming through there is going to get picked up, but it is a blind. Like you mentioned, CCG have the chance. Go ahead and grab the counter for it accordingly. Curious to see if they look to pick up. And more importantly, that Gwen is still available, but there's just a lot of magic damage coming through already from the side of CCG. I'd be surprised if they do look to pick it up. The Scaling King is going to get locked in.
Yeah, Yumbi going to be able to tear him up with the victor here. We'll see what comes through top. Darius still available for him. Could be the pickup. We'll have to see on that point, but yeah, other champions Quacker's played. I think he's got the Renekton in the back pocket there as well. Could look for that. It's going to have to be blind, though.
Yes. This is what I want to see. It's the hover. I don't want to get baited. Yes, lock it in. That is what I want to see from Quacker. We talked about it. We want to see agency. We want to see brutality, fighting, blood, guts all over the Rift. And who better to do it with than the Renekton for Quacker?
Yeah, they're hovering Quinn. I don't trust that whatsoever. So we'll see what we end up here in just a little bit. This can be heavy frontline roster for Mirage. So big Udyr up front. You got Thresh up front. You got Kasanti up front. The onus really is on Psycho to lay down the damage on the Aphelios, which means you have to have those resources early in the game around the bottom side of the map here, Echo, or it's just not going to work for the team. Meanwhile, on the flip side for CCG, it's a quadra carry composition, man. So much damage coming out of this team comp. You got to shut down a lot of lanes if you want to stop the damage flow.
It's a free show reel in the making for CCG, basically. Everyone's saying, watch me, look how I'm going to perform, right? They have the scaling safety also, of course, coming through from Yunbi, right, on that Victor. Got to take a little bit of time to really get online, but that's fine because you've got Quacker, right, on the croc. If he gets ahead early on, top lane's unplayable. It's unplayable. But if he falls behind early on the flip side, it feels unplayable for Quacker possibly. So I'm curious to see how much attention Dragon Minkin might look to invest up in that top side. And going up against the Cassante as well, which I feel was a pretty good answer, because that way you can really just kind of go even, right? You're pretty big and tanky boy, and so you're not going to be too worried.
Oh yeah, and I think they have done pretty well to like neutralize the top lane a little bit here. You know, it's going to be difficult for either of those top laners to really make a big impact on this map, but you know, definitely the possibility for sure. We talked about DMK, the synergy with Quacker going into this matchup. I don't know if we see Gragas up top that much. I don't know if that's necessarily the path he's going to be taking. I think he'd rather just perma-clear, if I'm honest, with the Gragas. Just trying to make sure you're keeping up with Udyr a little bit there. Everything else on the map is really safe. It's a tough gank, to be honest. You're trying to gank Aphelios Thresh. That's a rough gank. There could be an option to go for Nem9 into the mid lane on the Rise as a little more immobile. So that could be the gank option there for him. Maybe spend some time with Yunbi.
Yeah, definitely. So I do feel there's a lot of setup potential in that bot for CCG, right? You've got the Rakan, you've got the Xayah. Something amazing that Rector told me the other day was what he heard that someone said about the Xayah. They always remember the first two feathers, and then the other ones that come after that, they completely forget about, right? And so there's a lot of setup potential coming into that bot lane, right? Because like you mentioned, right, it does feel like the top lane fairly canceled out, fairly neutralized. It's going to be rough to make anything happen. Mid lane is going to take some time before you really have any sort of possibility to come through for a kill. But really, bot lane would be the only place that I'm going to be looking.
Yeah, 100%. I always like the Thresh gameplay, man. Thresh is fun. I like seeing the Thresh for sure, but should be getting into going to break in a little bit here. I'm not sure. What are we thinking about, Echo?
All right, yeah. I think we've talked enough. We have strategized enough. Hopefully the two sides have as well. We're going to do it to just a tiny break. And when we're back, we'll be on the Rift for game number 1. Don't go anywhere. All right, I told you it was going to be a short break. What's going on, everybody? We're on the Rift. We're ready to go. CCG on the blue side, Mirage Alliance over on the red side here. And already it's looking like just a 5-man lineup. I'm a little sad. I like to see early action, but with these compositions, no real surprise that there's not going to be any level 1 shenanigans, Axeman.
Yeah, a lot of big scaling in this game, right? I mean, you look at both bot lanes, both mid lanes, incredible scaling potential in all of the bottom side of this map. So, yeah, everybody keen on just playing out the game super slow. You said there's good setup down bot side. That kind of goes both ways, right? With the Udyr having some good setup with the Thresh down there and the Defelios as well. So maybe some fireworks down bot side. I could easily also just see both junglers just perma clearing and letting this game go up to the 25-minute mark before really trying to make any kind of an impact. That could be the move as well. We'll have to see how they play it out here. A little deep vision drop by Yunbi. Track this Udyr as best they can. Man, the damage coming out of the Victor so early is crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So does obviously feel that Psycho's sort of setup with the Filos is going to be slightly situational, right? Gonna have to wait for those right gun rotations to come through, but once they are there and on, like that's when you look to see things happening. Is already they want to get aggressive, and I like to see it. They want to punish those early guns. The flash came out from Yama looking for the knockup, and that is going to be a flash traded by Psycho.
Yeah, immediately by Psycho trying to get out of there. I think he might have thought it was all five getting onto him there with the flash and trying to get out, but they'll take heavy trading on the back end as well. Now 9 with the Rise. Not having a good time in the mid lane so far. It's not looked like a super fun matchup for him there. Did get counterpicked a little bit, but they played it out for this top lane matchup, trying to neutralize Quacker. It's really going to be on the rest of CCG to carry this game, so really, really big weight on Sophist Sage, trying to pick it up and carry it across the finish line in game 1.
Definitely so here. Dragonman opting for that bot full clear, like you mentioned, right? Definitely feels like both of these junglers are just actually. Hold up, no, he's not going for that bot full clear. He went bot 3 camps, and he's going for Trickster. That's what he's looking for. A little bit of a cheeky invade might come through. Ward did get dropped down. The timing, though, unfortunate. DFK got a little greedy there. He's going to get spotted out. That does feel bad. Looking for that blue. Ward does get dropped down. Yama is here. The question is,
they're playing for it,
Psycho and
they're all pushing into the bot side.
Yeah, they are going to. Yeah, they're grabbing it. Trickster's just like, all right, listen, y'all can have it. I'll find something else.
That's funny, man. All 3 pushing onto my blue buff. I'm a jungler Echo, so I'm like, what is happening?
Same here, dude.
No,
Same
that
here.
Sucks, dude.
That does indeed. It's Trickster.
Oh, Yunbi?
Getting a bit of damage on Yunbi.
Nah, we're good. Well, we're good, right? Yeah, everything's fine. He's gonna back off for the time being, and DMK is gonna be able to rotate up here, get the CS lead. I think he takes the Scuttle Crab and then full clears top, and yeah, he's looking just fine, man. We're gonna have the CS lead in the jungle position. Last time we saw DMK on the Gragas, he was 5-3 10 minutes into the game. So just a incredibly aggressive Gragas jungle player. A lot of those kills were out of the bot lane too. So keep in mind that might be where we see some of that action. DMK, he's not even clearing his camps, but he just wants to bully Trickster.
Understandably so, man. He's got that electrocute, which kind of hints to me that he's probably going that full AP damage sort of route, right? Maybe we get to see the Night Harvester or something like that come out. But more importantly, Axeman, right, with those jungle changes, with the pets and the treat system that came through, you're rewarded so much more for just bullying the enemy jungle. That smite disparity that can come through if you get enough of those treats, making your smite stronger than the opponent's is absolutely huge when it comes to those neutral objectives.
Certainly can be, that is for sure. Speaking of neutral objectives, first dragon is on the map in just 30 seconds. Will be a Chemtech dragon because we can't see the icon.
Yeah, Quacker was here. Actually going to force the flash to be burnt by Nem9. Kind of feels like Quacker's like, dude, I can't do anything top. I'm coming mid. We're making something happen.
Yeah, right. And that is big Quacker energy, man. A lot of top players, they just stay top and get neutralized. Not Quacker. He will be on Summoner's Rift and he will be hitting your teammates if you give him even a little bit of a window to do so. We see this from all the time. We love to see it because in my opinion, top lane can be a super useless role if you let it be. You could win that whole lane and just not have an effect on the map. It is all about getting your advantages onto the map and not getting the advantages themselves, in my opinion. But got a little bit of a CS discrepancy top lane. Once again, I think we're fine. We might see them like trade back and forth, but oh, here we go. Detro in trouble.
Yeah, this isn't looking like much of a trade, but Detro is going to be able to get out of that one safe. Sound was looking dangerous though. Yama, man, He is aggressive. The Ignite came out as well. Not quite enough damage to take Dieter out. He's going to be alive. He has that Hex Flash, so it's not the biggest blunder. It's all is good for now.
Yeah, it's all good for the time being. Yeah, we'll see him trade back and forth top, but not expecting any kills or anything like that. The bot side, both AD carries are taking the solo XP for the time being. We're looking towards the 8-minute mark, those level 6 positions for both junglers. DMK kind of trolled the tempo a little bit in terms of like experience. He's super behind on the levels and needs to really clear these camps, but he has created a lot of pressure for his lanes. Those lanes have been using it really, really effectively.
Yeah, most importantly, Trickster setting up for something here.
My
Has those
goodness.
boots. He's got the Swifty boots already unlocked. Blazing Stampede is available. A hook finds the mark. A Flay, and Yama is going to be the first to go down. Detro styling on him.
That's just a good hook. And that's a really good hook. He hits Yama with it. Honestly, I don't think you get hooked with Flash and W up if I'm Yama. I think you try to avoid that. I think he might have been worried about Trickster, might have been looking at that part of the map, trying to figure out where all he was and just didn't notice. But yeah, unfortunate result down bot side. And that does mean the dragon goes over the way of Mirage here at 7 minutes into the game. Just 1 minute for DMK to get level 6, then we can fight over Rift Herald.
It is. There we go. Down it
He's
goes. Quick hook over the wall, and he's already going right over to giving DMK his own treatment there. Looking to grab some of his own camps. As Dragonman Kim is here in the top lane. Has the explosive cask available.
Come on, boys.
Not a lot of minions
Come
left,
on,
though. It's
boys.
going to be, yeah, it's tricky. It's a Cassante. I don't know about this one, but look at the damage. I'm going to go ahead and eat my words because DMK and Quacker says this is big quack energy.
that's a synergy right there, man. I love it. That's so good. He will get invaded, lose a bunch of the tempo there, but yeah, getting Quacker accelerated. Long have we awaited. Psycho going to flash out.
Whew. Beautiful flash too. Last second coming through. Featherstorm gets dropped down.
They
and
forgot
it's all
about the
looking
feathers.
down. They did indeed. Trickster in the back line's looking for Yama. Down he goes. And now Sophus Sage is all alone. 1 on 4. 1 turret to his name. Can he hold the line? Detro's looking pretty low. Maybe they opt to just give 1 life for Sophus Sage, but the root comes through and down he goes. A beautifully executed dive.
Yeah, it's a 4-for-1, 4-for-2 dive there. And they all rotate down bot side. It's going to be a little bit of plating there in the mid lane for Yunbi. A little bit of plating up top side as well for Quacker. So we get a little bit of the gold back. But unfortunately, Denethor is forcing DMK off of the Rift Herald. So we weren't able to solo that up. And that will slow us down. Oh, actually, no, he's got it. Oh, okay, cool. No, he's going to be able to get it. And no, he takes us down solo, and we'll get that. I was going to say for free. We did pay dearly for it, but at least we get something back in return.
Yeah, at least you're able to stem the bleeding somewhat. Ooh! Detro with the hook from down the flay, but the gravity well does stun him up. But even that makes me a little nervous if I am Yunbi. Just seeing those hooks coming out from Detro, you know this guy does not mess around.
Yeah, Thresh is nuts, man. Thresh is so strong. You got to pick it. Thresh Jinx, Thresh Aphelios, all that good stuff. Definitely pick that if you can. I tell you, I've been watching a lot of Group A games, Echo. No, wait, we cast that Group A game. No, what was that? What was that Thresh we were casting?
Chuki's. Chuki's on Thresh.
Dude.
Chuki's on
Chuki's
Thresh.
Thresh is crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's so good, and there's so many good Threshes in the other groups as well too. So I'm really happy to see that champion back in the rotation. It's been a lot of fun. The hooks are good.
I'm just waiting for Blitzcrank to come back. Please bring back Blitzcrank. That's my favorite, dude.
I need more Blitzcrank in my life.
I need more Blitzcrank in my life. It has been quite a while. But regardless, right now, Thresh is the mainstay on the table, and Detro is making it look so damn strong and letting us know exactly why it's coming back. It's been looking great on it at the moment. No real gold discrepancy coming through. Just 300 for the fact that it is 1 to 3 kill wise, but obviously, Dragonman Kim been doing a great job of making sure that they at least trade neutral objectives for their losses.
Yeah, we love trading neutral objectives, and is for sure. Trickster with no items but Swifties. Nah, he picks them up now, but that's funny. You run around with Swifties and Ghost. Just try to knock down the camps as quick as possible. Look like he's rushing Demonic Embrace, which is pretty fun. Yumby mid lane.
A little
Gotta
low
be
there.
careful. He's running
Yeah.
out of mana.
He is. And I mean, honestly, though, as Trickster, that's all you really need those boots because you just run in Blazing Stampede. That's a guaranteed stun to come through. And we saw it in bot lane, right? That's really all you need for Detro to get the rest of his CC lined up. And so you can get the pick here as DMK and Trickster just kind of facing it off here in the jungle. DMK does have a slight level advantage over him, but that's about all he's got.
Yeah, it is. All he's got, unfortunately, there. Where's he rotating to? I just totally. Oh, he's walking with Yunbi up to the top side for blue. So they're gonna get the Victor, the blue here, really quick. So he has a little bit of mana and can
so
stay
cute.
in lane.
Aw,
Yeah,
that's
now
so
they
cute.
flubbed
Look at
this
him. Aw,
last series.
DMK,
There you
man. What a gentleman. He's standing at the blue, letting Yumbi free fire. You love to see it, man. I want to get a postcard on their honeymoon. But regardless, now Yumbi has the blue buff. It's going to make laning a lot easier, wave control a lot easier. And dude, DMK, man.
We just wait for the camps to come up, man.
I was gonna
What?
say,
Come on.
Gross is waiting for those camps. He says it's free money. Thank you. I'll be taking. He's got a coupon for a free Raptor camp. He's gonna pick it up, and he's also gonna put down the Rift Herald in this mid lane. Yunbi's here as well as Yama. It crashes on in. That's a little bit of extra gold, a little bit of turret damage as well. So they'll get a little bit of something out of it.
Do like to see him get something out of it, dragging up on Summoner's Rift. Looks like that's going to go the way of Mirage. Once again, uncontested. The Dragon stacking getting a little worrisome for CCG, but the gold is, essentially stagnant, essentially equal across the Rift. So both sides just keen on scaling up. I think it's going to be one of those 36-minute games. Echo.
Definitely feels like it, man. Definitely does feel like, yeah, that Rift Herald crashing, doing wonders to make sure that the economy here stays afloat here. Still only around a 400 gold difference. We'll say, though.
Taking the camp.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. Dude, Dragon Midcamp's influence has spread. And now Quackers in the enemy jungle taking away camps. We'll say, though, with those drags, right? That's 2 drags now on over to Mirage Alliance. Oh my god.
So Trickster takes out Dragon right past top because as far as he's concerned, every single camp is up for him. He gets there and none of the camps are up. Like they're all down.
That's
what?
brutal.
Come on.
That's brutal.
That's so bad, man. Gets the red here. And I guess just like what do you do? For me as a jungle, I just gank the nearest lane as like a revenge gank. And that's like my go-to, but hey man. I don't know.
Fair.
He might just reset. Yeah, he's just gonna reset. That sucks.
Indeed. Yeah, he got spotted out on a ward up there as well. We saw the pings coming through, so they knew Trickster was up there, which means odds are Quacker was not gonna get caught out. So instead, just gonna opt for the back. And I'm back here. Now they're still in his jungle. They're still. Bro. Oh my god, bro!
No,
let the man
dude.
eat, please. Let this poor man eat.
Where's the smite at?
Oh no, there's the smite going through, but now they're gonna have to fight to keep it, Axeman. The box gets dropped down, Featherstorm available. Trickster's getting lower. Trickster goes down. TP's coming in from the back line. Detro's gonna go out as well, but Psycho with the return frag in the back lines though. Quacker's here and he's angry. He's popped the Dominus, but it's a 1-on-3. Yunbi and Sophie Sage have to get back to the fight. He's gonna go all out. Psycho over the wall to stay alive, and they're gonna pick up Quacker. Denethor is going sicko mode on him. Grabs 2, looks for 3, goes down, but Sophie Sage can't quite find the damage for the 3-man. Nem9, the only man standing.
Yeah, check out the replay on this one, man. That's so incredible. It started out super sketchy, right? DMK is like all the way up trying to get this blue buff. And he does go down super quickly, gives Psycho the double buffs, which might have like changed the entire course of this fight, to be honest. Quacker gets in there though. He's super deep. Suddenly they're just like, you know what? Turn it. He flashes back in with the big Q. Another fight on live actually. Looks like DMK is going to get picked off, but yeah, unfortunately, Denethor goes all out, gets the pick down, and that Featherstorm just doesn't connect with M9, unfortunately, and he will go down.
That didn't quite work out for him there. They do get 2 kills on over to Sophie Sage, though, so at least that is something. They don't completely lose out on it, just kind of lacking the damage a little bit. And I feel like that's where we see that neutralization of top lane come to fruition. Axeman, Quacker, he thinks that he's big, right? He looks to send it, but he's not that far ahead. He's kind of lacking the damage a little bit, and we see exactly that.
Yeah, we do see a little bit of that. I'm not going to eat the ultimate under the tower here. Going to be forced back a little bit, but not too bad. Both bot lanes are in the mid lane now. So it's try to force down this mid lane turret. Could be good for CCG if they're able to do just that. Man, oh man, the vision setup around the top side of the map is pretty crazy. You see all the wards up there? Yeah. What's going on in the top side of the map? So.
Dude, Trickster wants to know when those camps are up so we can give him a little bit of that DMK treatment, man. But yeah, Quacker is up there now. He's able to clear out some of the vision there. It is going to spot him out somewhat, but actually Quacker opted to scrap those camps.
He's going to take DMK's camps, yeah. Nobody gets the camps today. I'm going to get their camps. Nem9. Yunbi does not have ultimate up here, so difficult position for him to be in. DMK looking for the lane gank. They really want to put Nem9 down, man. He has not died yet. He's just always been on Summoner's Rift, always scaling up. Big CS numbers putting out from him right now. You want to try and get the rise down, stop the scaling.
So, DMK lies in wait. Oh, but don't quite find it. The charm with the quickness does come through, and that should be enough. Yunbi gonna go ahead and grab that, but now the retaliation strike. Trickster, Deetro are here. Hook goes wide, doesn't find anyone, so they are gonna go ahead and let them fall back. Sophie Sage pulling up as well, so they won't have the numbers advantage, and they won't take the fight.
Yeah, no fight for him there. 5 seconds until Dragon spawns, and this is tough for him to be sure. Go, another Rift Herald spawning here.
It is. Deetro finds a grab there. Box gets dropped. Looking to buy time for the rest of the squad to get there. But with the TP of Yunbi, not going to look for anything just yet. Quacker looking to stop this Rift Herald from doing any more damage. Down it goes. But that tier 1 is now broken, which is going to open up the map. There goes so much more here.
Watch out for the hooks. That's going to be the primary engage here is Deetro with the big hooks. Ooh, jeez. God, man. Oh, no. Oh, wow. That Aphelios ult sucked. Oh, no. That did so much damage. Yeah, okay. They're going to start this dragon up now. This Hextech dragon. Super bugged on the screen, by the way. I don't know why it says Cloud. It is Hextech.
Yeah, it's a small indie company. They haven't been able to fix it yet. They don't have the devs for it.
Doing their best.
Yeah, they're doing their best, but it's actually going to be CCG giving this drag on over, and it's getting rough now because now that's going to put Miracle Alliance onto Soul Point, and once they grab this, taking their time to grab it, reset once or twice, so it's going to be a sec, but there we go. Down it goes. That's 3 drags in their pocket, and they need 1 more for a Hextech Soul, so CCG needs to get on top of things.
Really needs to get on top of things, so it's it hasn't been good in the side lane for Yunbi very much. This could be good here. They might try and dive Nem9 again. They gotta get the wave back up, but yeah, DMK is going to show up on vision and they will back out for the time being, so there won't be as much of a potential for the dive there. They'll have to back off. So yeah, neutral objectives. The dragon stacking for Mirage has been absolutely lethal. The Hextech Soul is going to be big for them as well. Want to make sure you're keeping that off of them if you're CCG. Hopefully they can find a way to team fight here moving forward.
Wait, so here, still lacking that pick threat. We saw a little bit of it come out in that bot lane when they were able to catch out Nem9, but they need to do that a little bit more. They want to get into a position where they can make things happen. They're still stemming off that gold lead fairly well, though. Still only not even 1K coming through, right? And that turret going down is going to equalize it out quite well. So for the fact that they're 3 kills down gold-wise, they're still doing pretty okay.
Not my Yunbi. Come on. Get in there, Yama. Yeah, there's just not enough divers here for that dive topside, and things will kind of fizzle out. Mid lane Psycho getting a bunch of CS. They forced down both middle lane turrets over the last few minutes. So not a ton of safety for the Aphelios, but he'll have to have the Udyr walk around with him.
Well, here. I'm going to get spotted out by that control ward. You can see lying in wait. If Dicho can find a hook, that could be huge, but at the moment, nothing quite coming out there just yet. Dragonman Kim starting to do some damage now as well. Already obviously has that Night Harvester, has the large wand. That's what he's going to look to build into. Maybe the Shadow Flame coming through, right? You've got Psycho with a shield, Trickster with a shield, and Trickster with low HP as well, but a nice Lantern is going to get him back to safety.
The Lantern is way stronger than the hook in some cases here. Looking to go wide. Dietrich not connecting that one. Got to pull the trigger at some point, right? The scaling isn't really going in your favor. I think they're gonna. Are they gonna fight for Baron here? Yeah, they're setting up division lines, trying to get that set up. Quacker has teleport. Could join the team in just a little bit here. Maybe they try and fight over Baron.
I don't know. I think they look for the pick here first of all. M9 tricky spot. Realm Warp. It's gonna get him out of that one alive, but that does mean a free tier 1 going on over here to CCG. They're gonna go ahead and grab that. And honestly, I don't think they look for that Baron yet. I don't think they have that distant DPS to just shred it down before Mirage can get on top of them. So they definitely need to look for an initial pick if they want to try and go for that Baron. And I mean, look at the vision set up as well. There's no way they get to that pit without getting spotted.
Yeah, no, there's just no way, unfortunately. At this point, I think you're trying to stall out and set up for Dragon. Both sides are. You want to keep this Dragon Soul off of Mirage as best you can. You have a slender little gold lead here as well for the potential to do that. If you could pick Trickster, that would be huge.
But indeed, nice blast cone utilization by Yama, popping the quickness. Trickster's just too fast for him, is able to get out of that one though, even with the Ignite being dropped down. Psycho getting lower. A lot of the feathers come back, do a whole lot of damage, but just not quite enough. Still staying alive. Quacker's here as well, but with those low HP bars, CCG might look to capitalize and grab that tier 2. Denethor is in the back line still, so they've got to be careful.
Interesting. You're still looking for the Detro hook here. We're at the point where Denethor is strong enough where you can just take somebody away with the ultimate and smack them around for free. And that could be deeply worrisome because we have this quadra carry comp. You could take a significant portion of the damage away in a very short amount of time. So I want to make sure you're staying away from the Kassanti. Getting a Kana on the vision. I just feel like they're just going to give up the Dragon here, and I don't know if that's a good... It's just bad. It can't be good.
It's going to be rough here. XX Soul, especially with those slows, allowing a lot of the members of Mirage Alliance to catch up to you. It's going to get rough.
Try to surround them.
Onto Yumbi, yeah, they are indeed. Dragonman Kim does have that explosive cast available. Be huge when it comes to trying to misposition someone. Quacker is going to hold the back line, gets found with the hook though. That might be the initial engage. Pops the Dominus, trying to stay on top of Psycho. He has a lot of healing with that Gore Drinker, and it's going to be enough. They find Psycho. That's 1. Looking for 2 on Trickster. That's 2. Can they get 3?
Yeah.
They might not even have to. Starting up the Dragon. They say, we take those. We take the drag. Thanks for the leash. And we're getting out.
Yeah, Denethor grabbed Yunbi and took him all the way to Brazil, and that's rough for Yunbi's stat line, but good for the rest of the team as that took the big frontline threat away from Mirage. CCG are able to clean up 4v4 on the back end, take the Dragon down. They're rotating onto the Baron as well. Talk about having your cake and eating it too.
Absolutely. M9 just going to look to push out that mid lane. Distro is here, but no smite. He can't really look for something. The God Hook. Maybe he finds something. Goes for it. Oh, that would have been so clean, but Dragon Min.
It's just not Chucky's performances, unfortunately. Get the replay through here so we can watch that on our screens. I'll start with the hook onto Quacker. All these fights are basically going to start out with that big hook onto the Renekton here. You see him walk up, trying to get in, get the vision down. They cannot give up this Dragon, right? He's going to get hooked, and look how long he survives here. Pops the Dominus, hits the big empowered Q to heal up. Denethor, meanwhile, just totally teleports away with Yunbi. Good night, Yunbi. have a nice trip. And yeah, the rest of Mirage just disintegrate under the weight of CCG, take down the Dragon.
Yeah, that Gorge Drinker coming in clutch as well. Huge heals coming through. A little bit of armor as well. Just the fact that really Psycho is their main point of consistent damage at the moment. Nem9's getting there, but has that fully stacked up raw to ages, but still going to be a little bit before he really hits hard. Same could be said for Yunbi as well, but that is the first step, it feels, that CCG needs to take. Now with these empowered minions, they're looking to siege it up. Going to force the TP out from Denethor here into this bot lane. Tier 2 is available. Shocker, Dragonman Kim was trying to take away the blue buff. Trickster, nothing new there, but they're going to just continue on pushing. But with Nem9, that's a lot of wave control that they've got.
I love Quacker also just on like camp clearing patrol as well. There takes every single Gromp. He's just on team Gromp there. Yeah, big ultimate, separate Denethor and Trickster, try to pick somebody out from under that turret. That cooldown will be back up in time for the next major team fight as well. So just something we're throwing out just for the damage there a little bit. DMK gonna pick up the blue buff.
It is. Siege continues on forward. Hook will only find a minion. The empowered cannon is going to just free fire on that turret. They need to find a way to take it out, but that means stepping forward, and Yama wants exactly that. Trickster will stay alive with the locket getting popped. TP coming through. Quacker's here once again. Pops the Dominus right onto Psycho. Nice. Down he goes. Huge heals from Denethor, but they can't get rid of that empowered cannon minion. So CCG can just let it free fire. They say, screw it though. We want this turret down, and down it will go by our righteous hands. The inhibitor gonna be taken out as well. They grab the dub and they get out.
Yeah, get right out. Things looking good for CCG here in game one. A little shaky of a start there, the first 20 minutes or so, but we have started to separate ourselves a little bit here and are coming into our own. 3.5 items up for Sophis Sage. Really nice look there on the Xayah. Xayah's been so strong. We love to see that. I think, you know, with the Felios Thresh, I think it's a strong lane, but a lot of that strength comes from the Thresh. And it's the opposite with the Xayah Rakan, right? The Xayah is just incredibly strong right now. And you forget about the feathers and all that good stuff. So it's been difficult for Psycho to keep up time being. Hopefully doesn't get dove here. That would be rough for him. The Lantern's waiting for him in the wings a little bit.
It is that one explosive team fight.
Walk up there.
Oh, they're waiting. They're waiting. Baron buff is no longer. That turret will still stand with that sliver of HP. But you look at the gold differential, Axeman. Before, it was really only 400 gold difference. Now it's exploded to 3K, and it could possibly be even more if CCG can find another pickup here. Gravity Well does get dropped. Trickster is able to get out of it, though. It's getting close, though. This next drag up in 30 seconds. Both of these teams want it. Neither wants to give it on over. Quacker in the backline, so pops the Dominus. It's the Hex Tech Gate Diff, man. He's in there. They're on top of Nem9. It's big Quack energy. He's going to run down Nem9 while the rest of the squad look to sow destruction. However, Sophis Sage will go down. Denethor goes all out onto Yunbi. Gets stunned up. Yunbi running, but finds the Q3 and finds the pick. They're all on Quacker. He's gonna go down.
Come on, DMK!
Him with the body slam over the wall. And now it's up to Quacker to pick up the pieces. He's healing. He's dashing. He's slashing. He's running left, right, and center. But it's not enough. The ace will come through. And Denethor and Trickster live to tell the tale. Grab the dragon, grab the soul.
The sustained damage is just too much for Mirage. Check out this replay coming through here in a little bit. And yeah, it starts off with a big Feather Storm there. The big Felios Ulta follow-up takes down Sophis Sage as well. And check out this Quacker gameplay, man. Yumbi gonna go down here. Unfortunately, he's just bumped back by the Q from Kasanti. Deals a bunch of damage and over the wall. DMK with the hero plays. Tries to get some mileage for his top laner Quacker, and there's just nothing he can do, unfortunately. There's just way too much sustain between Trickster and Denethor to fight both of them off.
Rough. Close. It was, but not quite. Soul gonna go on over to Mirage. Alliance here. The gold is still in CCG's favor. They were able to pick up a lot of kills in that fight regardless, but that soul going over definitely feels rough.
Yeah, can't lose off the stage at the top of the fight, unfortunately. And letting Psycho deal a bunch of damage from range as well is not super tenable here. But yeah, as much as the Renekton can sustain himself in those 1v5 situations for several seconds, he can't really go one-on-one against any of these frontliners for extended periods of time, right? Those extended trades are not super good for the Renekton.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to respect though that Quacker realizes, like, I've been relegated to just surviving, right? I go in deep, I try to stay alive. This Baron's not going to be alive for much longer though. The Featherstorm comes out, Trickster's getting low, Sophie Sage finds the root on Nem9 with a huge flash, but Nem9 goes gold, and that's all the time they need. They will find the trade. And meanwhile, though, look at that. Quacker found something, but he goes down as well. Yama with the fly over the wall. They're just barely staying alive. But Denethor, Dicho, and Psycho look to run him down, and now they say, thanks for the leash. We'll start this thing up.
Yeah, they turn on the Baron here, and they're going to start that one up. And just like that, not looking quite so good for CCG. The gold has been so even for so long, but the team fight just isn't there, man. The comp's not built for it, unfortunately, and we're just not getting the picks we need either. They will give up this Baron power play. This is where we should start to see the gold differential spread out a little bit between the two teams. Mirage really builds up a gold lead. They're up just a few hundred gold, but as they push these waves out, they're going to start getting pretty big here, looking towards the rest of the map. Keep in mind, they still do have an inhib down in that bottom lane, so that's perma pushing into them. There is no inhib turn in the mid lane either. So as bad as these team fights have gone over the last few minutes, Echo, it really only takes one good team fight and one good wave state from CCG to end out this game. And that's exciting, right? Because we have one team fight so far in this game. You just pick Psycho up at the top, make sure you get him down early, and then, you know, take everybody else out and make sure we're protecting Sophie Sage so you can lay down the damage from range. So the template is there, the blueprint is there. We know it's possible, and we know we only have to win one to win the entire game. Very dangerous position for Mirage to be in.
Yeah, just have to execute. It's all on the line at the moment. CCG can only afford so many more blunders in our team fight here, as now the reverse siege has begun. Our cannon is going to go ahead and go on down, though Sophie Sage has pretty decent wave clear with those feathers. So they just have to hold the line, wait for Barrett to expire, trying to not lose too much. But they say, screw that, we're going in. The quickness just gets popped, but they don't find anyone. The box gets dropped, and this is not how you win team fight. Quacker goes down, Yunbi goes down, Big Daddy Detro hitting another hook. That's a third member, a Realm Warp right on top of him. Featherstorm gets pulled back, they find the root, they're under the turret, but even the turret can't save you. Sophie Sage goes down, Yama goes down, and it's a full-blown ace for Mirage Alliance.
Yeah, and with 40-second left timers and that proximity to the base, unfortunately, this will mean the end of the game. They don't have a wave, do they? But I don't think it's going to matter either. They have all 5 stacked there, and even as I say, they have a wave walking up here, so this will be the end of the game, unfortunately, Echo. It was a tough one, man. Such a tough game one. Hopefully CCG can pull it out with the rest of the series.
Definitely so here. Game 1. We're going over to Mirage. It was looking shaky for both sides at times, but that ending fight, man, was unfortunate.
Yeah, really rough stuff, but going to the rest of the series, I think there's some draft adaptations we can look to make. We did talk about the quadra carry composition coming through here for CCG, and it didn't really work out all that well for them. I feel like they didn't get the necessary advantages in the early game to make this composition work. I think if they go for a more balanced team fighting composition the next series, they should be good to go, because even though they didn't have a team fighting comp to really fight with in this game, they were keeping up in terms of the CS numbers, the gold numbers as well, all the way up to that 32-minute mark. So if you draft something with a little bit more team fight, a little bit more support staff, I think especially, then you should be just fine.
Yeah, definitely so. It was unfortunate to see that we didn't really get a lot of that top jungle synergy coming through, right, Quacker? Because it really felt like Quacker was just relegated to that, I'm going to soak up the brunt of damage. I'm going to heal up as much as I can, buy as much time for the squad to dish out as much damage as they can. The damage just wasn't quite there because most of the members were dropping left, right, and center before Quacker was the one that would even go down. So it was just like, okay, Quacker, you got a 1v5 now. And unfortunately, just couldn't quite get it. But there are draft adaptations to be made, and we still have plenty of drafts to get it done because luckily, Axeman, it's not a best of one, it's a best of three. And so that means CCG ain't out of it just yet. The backs are up against the wall, but now they just have to win 2 games back to back. We've seen them win 2 games last week. Let's see if they can do it this time around as well. We'll throw it to a quick break, and then when we're back, we'll be getting ready for a draft of game number 2. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back after what was a emotional roller coaster of a game in game number one. Axeman, highs, lows, all around. It was looking good. It was looking rough. Ultimately, though, Mirage did come out victorious, but it's a best of three, Axeman, so there's still plenty of chances for CCG to get back into this one, two to be specific, because they're gonna have to win back to back if they want to secure themselves as seed number one of Group D and secure their spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that we go to game 3 so y'all can get your raffle tickets in there. Just get a ticket, hit the exclamation point raffle in the chat there for one mystery skin giveaway per game here. Now that we get 3 games guaranteed for sure, there will definitely be 3 raffle giveaways. So make sure you're in chat for that. Did we get a winner on game 1 and then see if we do that between every game or just do them all at the end?
I'm not sure.
We'll figure it out. That should be announced in chat, actually. I think. Check in there. Spike MF, I guess, won that first game's raffle.
Easy. It's too easy. 3 skids. It's too easy. But yeah, congratulations, Spike MF1. Let's see if we can say congratulations to CCG after game number 2. We talked draft adaptations, Axeman. Let's see if okay, I've been trolled. Draft is not ready yet, but that gives us more time.
It's starting up right now.
More time.
And we're gonna get onto the screen, and we're gonna sit on the screen, and just watch it.
That gives us more time to just talk a little bit about draft adaptations that we wanted to see. Axeman, we touched a little bit on it. Anything specific that you would want to see changed, possibly?
I feel like the Udyr just totally messed up the vibe, man. I don't know. Like
the vibe killer, bro.
I don't think anything like specific he did, but man, it felt like it was fully in DMK's head, man. He was always trying to shut down this Udyr, and totally managed to do it, I would say. But yeah, it just didn't seem to have much of an effect on the game. I don't think counter jungling has that much of an effect in this play. You mentioned a couple times trying to get your smite and make sure your smite is ahead. And I think that came into play a couple times, but at the end of the day, like, what were we smiting that was contested or like it even needed to be, outsmited or anything like that? Because they got all 4 dragons back to back, so it wasn't working that much, So yeah, I think some more focus around the bottom side of the map and trying to secure neutral objectives, not just giving them that easy dragon soul and trying to win the game post 30 minutes with the enemy team having Hextech Soul is going to help this team out tremendously.
Yeah, because I was a little bit surprised that CCG opted to give away a lot of those drags for free. They really said, listen, we're not going to fight this. We're going the pacifist route, right? You guys can go ahead and have it. We'll get it later. And then we started seeing moments where CCG would turn it around. They go for those fights and they were able to get some. They got a drag as well. But ultimately, it just felt like they gave way too much over early on, and it all kind of stacked up against them. And also, top lane, dude, if you're going to draft that Renekton, right, you're kind of saying, gank me. I'm that guy. It's like you got to invest some resources up into that top lane. We didn't really get to see any of that. Obviously, the matchup, it was a little bit rough, right? The Cassante did a great job of neutralizing the Renekton, but still, it kind of reached that point where it's like, okay, Renekton, he's a big boy, but he can only tank so much. And if the rest of the squad didn't receive too much attention either and they can't dish out the damage needed, nothing's quite going to work out.
Yeah, and another draft adaptation I think would be good here is banning away Rise from NEM9. He just had so much pressure across Summoner's Rift was just coming out of NEM9. And he's so tanky in those team fights as well. Such a big health bar, having to cut through that health bar and dealing out the damage on the softest stage as well. I think banning out the Rise is going to be really solid for this team because, I mean, we saw Yonbi's Victor into it, and it just seemed really to go super even. in lane, but then the Rise just took off in the late game, man. There was no catching him. So I think Nem9's Rise is definitely worth a ban consideration, certainly because he picked it fourth, right? I mean, there's 5 bans on the table. We could have taken one and thrown that at Nem9, so it might have been good.
Definitely so here. We're almost ready to get into draft for game number 2. I think our final thought, or my final thought, at least, Axeman, we should not take fights when the enemy has Baron, they have their wave, and we're still waiting for the TP to come in. I thought that was a little bit of, that was definitely a Hail Mary coming through. I respect it. Maybe not the fight to take. I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe
maybe
you have
not.
different
The
thoughts.
positioning didn't seem like it was all there. And I mean, it was like 100% one of those fights where it's like everybody who dies in this fight is going to be off the map for 50 seconds.
Yeah,
So if we kill all of them and there are still like 3 of us left, then we just win. So it's a super coin flippy fight. But yeah, it did not go well from an execution standpoint. The engage was not super solid. And of course, the teleports. But yeah, it didn't come through at the right time whatsoever. It was a really bad fight. Really, really bad fight for CCG. But once again, I would like to not be in that position whatsoever. If we can make something happen in the early game to give us some leads going into that point, I don't want gold to be even at 32 minutes in the game. I don't think that's a good state for either team.
yeah. I will say though, it was surprising that CCG was able to mitigate that gold loss incredibly well for the majority of the game, despite them giving over a lot of these neutral objectives. Right. In fact, they were quite ahead of 3-4K at one point when they were able to get that one explosive and decisive team fight in the river, turned it in their favor. Ultimately, it just wasn't quite enough, but that is really good to see that CCG has such a talent for managing a gold income in such a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Here and draft should be underway in the next 6 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and call that out really quick, and then we'll be underway. But and now that we're on red side, I don't think we see DMK on Gragas. I think he might be back
Mm.
in the least sin. We Mirage did ban that away in game 1, so could be that they don't get the lease in here in game 2 either, but they might decide to throw the bans elsewhere. Who knows? It was the Oriana also ate a ban last game as well, so it could be something that they leave up on the table this time. If we do get Lee's in, I think that's going to be really good for DMK. He's looked so good on the Lee. Really,
Yeah,
really incredible so far in the tournament. So hopefully we get that pick.
definitely. So we'll love to see it. Was banned out last time around. Does raise the question whether or not Mirage is going to look utilize one of those initial bans to take it off the board. If it does go into the hands of DMK, oh man, not only will he be able to invade, but he will be able to fight early on too. That could spell demise for Trickster. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Yeah, and a lot of DMK's success on the Gragas was about the early game, right? Those 5-3, 10-minute mark numbers, putting the hurt down the bond lane, the early dive, stuff like that. We didn't see that in game 1, right? DMK was just trying to punish Trickster as much as possible and force Trickster out of the game. And they did, but it didn't seem all that effective in helping them win the game. So, yeah, hopefully they can get the lease in down. The big thing about the DMK's lease in has been the CS numbers. Um, just able to perma clear the jungle over and over again and really get a nice fat gold lead on a lot of junglers in the tournament. So that's something that we've liked to see from him. He played it into a Xinjiao, I think, last
Hmm.
week, and it just looked so incredible, man. Xinjiao could not keep up in terms of clearing the jungle and the clear speed, and DMK really showed him how to do it. So we get to see that run back here in this game.
So I'd love to see Quacker on the Gwen again. That looked so good last time around last
Yeah,
week,
put him
but
on it.
put them on it indeed. Let's see if they do exactly that because draft number 2 has begun. Axeman, let's see if CCG can make the necessary changes to take game 2 home. Let's get into it.
Yeah, draft underway now. Some of the bands coming
Damn.
through.
Come
Yeah,
on.
they
Come
take the lead right off the
on.
bat, man.
Come
You're
on.
not gonna get the lease in. The Ash band out here as well. Taking that off the table makes a lot of sense. Caitlyn banned out. All this good stuff. I'm expecting the Thresh run back from Detra. It was so successful in game 1. I don't know if they necessarily run back the Aphelios. I think the Jinx could be the angle. here looking into the blue side game, but we'll have to see how that pans out for them a little bit. They might just go for the Zyrakan B2 and B3 here, and we'll see. But the Orianna banned out early this time against Yunbi.
It is right off the bat being taken away. CCG still running those bans back, giving those vibes. It's not you, it's me. But this would be some disrespect if Mirage looks to pick up this Gragas here. B1 would leave a lot of possible picks open, and they are going to indeed do it. So Mirage Alliance is on blue side. Your eyes do not deceive you. So that does mean that they are going to go ahead and take that away from CCG.
Yeah, they picked that one up. Looking for the answer back should be the bot lane. These first 2 picks back to back here. Yeah, give us the Ezreal. Give us the Ezreal. And you know what? Put Yama on Thresh. That'd be fun. That would be fun stuff for sure. Yeah, Ezreal Karma could be good lane. We've seen Ezreal Karma a couple times back in the Swiss from these guys. The artillery goes super hard for them here. So they will get the Ezreal Karma. Already looking like a much better team fight, which is really good as well. But critically as well, what the Ezreal Karma does here, Echo, is it activates the Gwen like super hard, right? You're trying to run into the enemy backline, deal a bunch of melee damage. You get that Karma shield on you now, and you're much faster, so much harder to kill. So the Karma we really like to see with most of Quacker's picks. Actually, it activates all of them. So
yeah, and Yama Karma is something we got to see last week as well, right? In that match, got to see him on it, and it was looking pretty damn good. Now over on the flip side, Mirage Alliance picking up that Zeri. Zeri can get very scary later on as well, and that's also a nice little answer into the Karma as well. You're able to sort of take away a lot of that shield that the Karma will provide, utilize it for yourself, and they are going to lock in that Nautilus, so they're looking to apply some pressure in this bot lane.
Oh yeah, give me the Olaf. Come on. Please.
Let's go.
Yes.
There it is. Okay. I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my boy Quacker. Let's go. We get the Olaf in there. Camille Band comes out, take away a bunch of Olaf counters, take as many away as we can. And Denethor's going to have to deal with that thing up top side. Good luck, man. Maybe a Scion pick or something. I don't know. To try and counteract that. But we still look for the jungler. We're still looking for a mid laner here from CCG. And they're going to eat a couple bans going that way. The J4 ban. Nah, man. I don't care about the J4 ban.
Interesting ban coming through here. But, you know, I'm sure there's some merit to it here. We get to the last couple of bans. Actually, there's no.
I mean, maybe,
Champ useless. Champ useless. Not worth the ban, Axman says. But anyways, last couple of bans are looking to come through here. And this does make me wonder what we're going to see Dragon Min him on. Is there a lot of options available here? CCG going to continue to focus on that mid lane. Once again, when you got that Gragas, right, it can be flexed in the top or in the jungle. So there's no real point. You never really know. But there we go. Oh, wait.
Mirage gonna ban
what? Okay.
They're gonna take it out. DMK on Wukong would be super hype. Yeah, that's gonna be super hype. DMK being on Wukong. I love Wukong in the jungle. I feel like he's a much better jungler than he's a top laner. So this is gonna be good for him. And then they're still looking for that counter pick red side, looking for that big mid lane pick. It's a really tight draft from CCG so far. I really like it. It's looking like Mirage have drafted this weird quadra carry composition so far. Okay, never mind. Now, if they get Malphite, they'll be all right. But, yeah, the random Akshan pick would definitely make them a high damage composition for sure.
It's going to be the Gnar, though, at the end of the day. That does get locked in. Use that range advantage early on. Those big mode as well. Gives them a lot more sustainability against the Olaf, but we'll have to wait and see as these last couple of picks do come on in here for Mirage. I'm curious. He's hovering that suspiciously long. He's going to go ahead and lock it in.
Yeah. And we get the Yone. Yunbi, you have to pick something, man. You have to pick something big. This is for all the marbles.
It is here.
Again, if we lose this game, we have to beat Tony Top to stay in the tournament. So we also have to beat somebody else in the group. So just, you know, keeping that in mind as well. We're kind of looking for it a little bit here, but Syndra lock in for Yunbi.
I was gonna say, I don't think we have to beat. Do we have to beat Tony Top immediately?
So
I don't think.
What
so
I'm
yet.
assuming is going to happen is if we lose this, I'm assuming
I'm looking at it right now. we'll go
the
down
losers
into the lower,
bracket.
lower
I'm
bracket.
also
We'll have to
assuming
face.
Tony Top is going to win out their group. That's a lot of assumptions, so I don't want to say it's necessarily.
Yeah,
but,
Tony Top has already won out Group A. They've already been first seed in Group A. So if we were to lose here, we'll drop down into the lower bracket and have to face either Plink or Miracle. Yeah, and then once that's over, then we move on.
Then we move on.
A lot of
we
steps.
have to face Tony Top, which and hey, maybe that Miracle Plank series that could definitely go well for us. But yeah, Tony Top series, we want to avoid that one at all costs, as far into the tournament as we possibly can. By the way, if we do win out of this game, we don't have to face Tony Top until literal finals. So this is a huge match for CCG.
You're making it sound like we're playing to just avoid Tony Top, not to win. We're playing to avoid TikTok Tony Top at this point.
Stay away from that team, man. It's not good. But no. Yeah, so anyway, it is a really important match, and hopefully we can win this one out, man. The draft looks so much better. This team fight composition looks way good. You can activate Olaf with the Karma, get really big shields, AoE there as well. You have the big team fight altar from the Wukong, nice pick potential from the Syndra, nice single target damage there as well. All those things are good. Also, you have really nice sustain damage there from Ezreal as well. Production just tell me one of the junglers don't have smite. Run it. Play it out.
Play it out. You locked it. You locked it. It's your own fault.
Unless
it's your own fault.
DMK.
Yeah. Then run it back. It's all good. Accidents happen, you know.
Accidents happen. I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? Who knows? But I don't know, man. I'm thinking it's a break angle. I'm good with the break angle. Are you good with the break angle, Echo?
Hey, let's get the break angle going. We're gonna go to a quick break going, and then when we're back, we'll get on the rift and see if CCG can stay in the fight. Don't go anywhere. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Rift. Let's get things started. CCG over on the red side this time around with a substantially better looking draft, dare I say, Axeman. Oh, I like this. They're running as a 5-man, and you know what that means. Possible level 1 shenanigans.
Oh yeah, that means slaughter in spades here. They're gonna walk up Detro in big danger, and he hooks out with the Nautilus Q.
Weak. Fight.
Good maneuver
Fight to the
from him
death,
there.
Detro. Are you not a man?
Yeah, where's the meat grinder? We want the meat grinder gameplay in game 2 here, just to shake things up a little bit. But all things laid bare. This is game 2 of the best of 3, and CCG dropped game 1, meaning that they are on sudden death. Backs against the wall, backed into the corner, Echo. If they lose this one, things do not get that much better for them for the rest of the tournament. But if they win, if they can win, we're golden. So this is a very, very important game. Arguably one of the most important games of some of these players' careers.
Absolutely. They win this one, they secure themselves a spot in the playoff. They secure themselves some much needed points as well to stick close to the top of the leaderboard. If they were to falter here, they will have to keep on fighting. They will be moved down into the lower bracket and will have to face either Team Blink or Team Miracle before moving on to possibly moving to the playoffs here. So a nice dredge line is going to find Yama, but a lot of trade damage coming through, and already a lot more aggression
Good
coming
trade.
through. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, the artillery comp is coming through for sure right now. No tracking on Trickster yet, and he will be pathing down to the bot side. But for the first three levels, yeah, first off with Sage and Yama, they'll be alone down bot side here. They can rely on that, and they'll be pushing these waves in and using those range advantages for themselves to try and force Detro and Psycho into a disadvantage.
Only so here. Dragon Kim on his way on down. Did step over a ward, has been spotted out, so they have an idea of where he is. Going to be able to get tracked. Well, with the ward being in the Raptor pit of Trickster, if he steps too far forward, they will see him. So the vision game is already on point, Axeman. Exactly how it needs to be.
Quagger with the CS lead, it feels pretty good up top side. The ranged melee matchups in both these solo lanes are going very differently for the two matchups here.
Yes. Yes.
And everything's coming up CCG.
Yes. DMK. I want blood. DMK. I want blood. Go
over the wall. Go over the wall.
Kill him.
Over the wall.
Kill him.
No,
kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Oh, okay. He's not gonna kill him. He's just gonna.
He wants M9,
maybe.
man.
Meanwhile,
I want
M9. M9's looking juicy. He's low. Pop the pot though. Dragon Man Kim is going to be spotted out by the ward. There, Trickster's here as well. But Dragon Man Kim, thanks for the leash, baby.
Whoa.
He's taking away the Raptors, doing a little bit of damage. Not going to find too much, but dominance has already been established.
Yeah, he's building it up here, forcing him out of the jungle position. Still has this full bot side jungle to clear up if he should want to. Looking like a mirror at game 1, but Trickster now over the wall. They want an M9 desperately here.
Indeed.
Quacker.
Undertow's not gonna find him. Quacker's gonna say, no, it's not gonna find the damage. First blood is actually gonna go over to Denethor. He was able to find DMK.
Ooh, execute.
The execute comes through, and Psycho takes out Quacker. The Psycho plays did not pay dividends, and Psycho is the one who collects.
Unfortunate there for CCG. The sprawling play in the middle of the map just turns out extremely poorly for them. They were looking for that first blood. They not only did they not find it, they got first blooded themselves. Yama and Sophist Sage in trouble now.
He is. Nice damage coming through though. Might look for the turnaround. The root comes through, but Sophist Sage is going to be able to just free fire onto Dicho. But oh no, they might wait for the turnaround here. But Sophist Sage is no amateur. He knows when something doesn't seem right. But look at the shields coming through from Yama. Sophist Sage is a one-man army.
Yeah, he's laying out the damage for him now. Most CS in the game right now, very, very strong on the Ezreal. And we love Sophist Sage on the Ezreal, man. This is best champion by far, and the Karma is a good follow-up here too. Yeah, there's just nothing you could do into this combination. so strong. We see DMK here. He's looking for the dive. Sweeps out the vision. Psycho and Dietra are going to have to leave if they want to stay alive.
A little shocked that DMK didn't just look to maybe start up the drag. They saw the back coming through from Trickster. DMK could have moved on over, started it up, and then looked for Sophist and Yaba to move. They have that first move, obviously, with this turret being shoved up as it is, but Trickster does get spotted out by the ward. A nice hook under the turret, and oh no! Psycho picks up yet another kill.
Now Psycho with the 2-0. That's not good for CCG. Quacker's starting to lose these trades up topside as well, as Denethor has some levels under his belt. Yunbi still sticking up strong here in the mid lane, but it's difficult to kill Nem9 with the ultimate. So he's going to be forced back. DMK still level 3.
DMK, go farm your own jungle, man. You have your own jungle for a reason. Leave poor Trickster. He's still there, dude. Go to your jungle, man. Go put him in timeout, dude. Put DMK in timeout. This is insanity. Finally, he's going to allow it to go on over. Quick mental reset, all right? I like the aggression that's coming through. Very much a 180 from this last game, and it's still going to keep on going. They want Nem9, but the Soul Unbound. There's no way this guy survives.
Yeah, it's just no way. Both mid laners actually surviving by very narrow margins. So it's a really close one there in the middle lane. Quacker having to back off for the time being. Yeah, the way this game is going to boil out right now is you want to put Psycho in that in a box as long as you can and keep him there, because as soon as he starts joining these skirmishes, he's going to be laying down a lot of damage coming out of this area. Quacker, big fight.
Yeah, but Trickster's here as well. The undertow gets dropped, but it doesn't matter. Trickster's got the damage, and Denethor's got the range. Puts him in the dirt.
A really strong performance today from Mirage. Didn't expect this level of gameplay from CCG. Has looked so strong in this tournament, and fortunately for them, it doesn't look like it's coming to fruition as the gold lead starts to mount here early in game 2. This is sudden death for CCG. They can't afford to lose this game, so you got to find a way back into it.
Definitely not. At the very least, though, Sophie Sage with that slight farm advantage over Psycho. It's able to stay somewhat even here. Psycho just spamming out the emos. He's trying to get into Sophie Sage's head. He's spamming the emos. But they're doing such a great job of zoning him off the farm there. Now Trickster has taken a page out of DMK's book, went ahead, stole away the red buff, and now is on the move over to Quacker, who's incredibly pushed up here. And now Quacker's gotta run, has the Ragnarok available. CC immune, might look to take this fight. He does so much damage.
Yes,
That's
sir.
What we
Flip
call
it. Flip it back on him.
Dog energy, big
Come on,
Quack
DMK.
energy coming through. They're looking to keep it on going. Denethor with the stun. No Cyclone available, unfortunately. Finds the ult into the wall. Flash forward, though. Low HP bar. Needs to wait for Denethor to go mini mode. He's mini mode. Undertow doesn't find the mark. One more Kobe, and he's going to find it.
There we
Shut
go.
down for Quacker.
Yes, sir. I cannot believe it. Quacker with the double kill there. That's so incredible for him to turn this on its fight. It's exactly what CCG needed to get back into the game. They control the top side of the map. They'll be able to get back onto Summoner's Rift and take down the Rift Herald if they can. Look here, M9's gonna eat the ultimate. They'll have to be forced off of the fight there. Check out this replay coming through of that last fight. Quacker, how did he turn this, man? He got so low. Had to take it down to Trickster. Running away with the ultimate there. DMK shows up just in the nick of time to save him. Quacker went on cooldowns. He'll re-engage and eventually get the kill down on Denethor as well. Really nicely done.
Absolutely. And that's the move that CCG needs to get this thing going. A lot of aggressive plays had been coming through. This was looking like it was going to be just another one of those that was going to ultimately fail. But Quacker said, no, sir. I know what I'm doing. He's able to grab those 2 kills here. Meanwhile, though, this Herald will go over into the hands of Mirage here, as they are going to go ahead and secure that. Drag is still up and available. Dragmankin is making his way on over with that Herald being taken up. Surely that's the green light to start it up.
Ooh, Quacker wants blood, man.
Oh my god, dude.
That's so much damage for him there. And he's going to eat the Q, get really slowed in a lot of these trades, but he's just got to wade through the damage. Wow, he's just running up under turret. What's going on?
He does not care. CC immune, and Quacker picks up one, grabs the solo bolo. The turret knows nothing. He knows no fear. He cares for no turret.
That's incredible. The dragon gonna go down here to CCG as Trickster picks up the kill up in the top lane on Quacker. That is no dragon stacking this game for Mirage, which is a much better game state than it was for CCG this time last game. That's good news for them. And also, Quacker is huge, and they have the Karma in hand in this composition as well, so he will continue to get bigger as the game progresses. That's why he's okay looking for those 1v1s too, by the way, is that he knows he has a Karma in the late game, and there is no Karma on the flip side. So as long as he just keeps scaling up 1-to-1, eventually he will get those late game speed boosts, the shields as well, and he'll be unstoppable even if he goes even in this lane. You just gotta accelerate as much as possible.
Yep, nice hook gonna land with the lightning crash as well. Ignite gets dropped down, but the flash from Sophie Sage is gonna give him a life. Two-shot barrage hits hard, but don't get baited because Trickster's waiting in the wing. Sophie Sage, Yama, see that, and are gonna go ahead and back off. But that's just wild that play can be turned around so easily.
Yeah, it turned around real quick, right? Trickster here might be caught out. Actually, the root's not gonna go through.
Okay. Whew. Oh, hold up, DM. DMK was like, there's camps in that jungle. I want them, and there's a free Trickster too.
Definitely want to take the camps off if you can here. He's gonna go in the mid lane. Not gonna find anything, unfortunately. Top side, Quacker. He lands one axe. He goes all in. Watch. Just has to land one.
Yeah, just has to land one.
Quacker moment.
Indeed, he's looking big. He is looking menacing. I'm also very curious about Yunbi. I don't know if Rod can give us a quick click onto the Syndra. I'm curious how many stacks Yunbi is at the moment. 62, Axeman. The higher that goes, the more dangerous you get. You get a built-in collector at around 100. You get a built-in Rabadons at 120 as well. So the longer this game goes, the stronger Yunbi is gonna feel.
Exciting stuff, right? Trickster is a little accelerated on this game here too. He's got the Night Harvester in hand, so really strong there. Big burst damage potential from the Gragas. You want to be careful you're not getting bursted out if you're one of these squishy side laners. Your Sophie Sage could get bursted down super hard. Yunbi as well, also in danger there too. So want to make sure you're staying safe from Trickster. Ooh, it's close. Riftfield gonna get drop bot.
It is. Just gonna look to shove this in, have it crash, get some gold into Psycho's hands here. And your wave is pushing on up. DMK is on his way now as well. So is Yunbi. Maybe they look for something or dashing over the wall, but the controller does spot him out. They find the hook, they find the roots. And Yama is going to be deleted. A huge explosive cast will section off Yunbi. And now Dragon Min Kim is on the run, just barely staying alive. The root finds Yunbi. Sophie Sage, though, with the free fire from downtown. Going to find one pick, but he's getting slowed. No. He's not getting out of that one anytime soon. And neither is Yunbi. Neither is Dragon Min Kim. If Nem9 has anything to say about a flash forward from Psycho and a triple kill, that's what we call a Psycho play.
That's a Psycho play right there. The big triple kill. He's 5-0 now. That seems a little insurmountable if you ask me. The Zeri maybe just a bit too strong for CCG to contend with, but hey man, they're gonna try. Psycho will take the reset here and get the big mythic item under his wing here as well. Yeah man, I really hope Quacker can measure up to the Psycho, because it's that's what it's gonna take for CCG to
battle
win
of the
this game,
psychos, man. It's a battle of the psychos, pretty much. It's like who's a bigger psycho, quite literally. But okay, big props to Trickster on that fight, right? That explosive cast, absolutely huge to section off Yunbi, turn that fight into a 3-on-3. The hook turns it into a 1-on-3, and they just keep moving forward until they systematically delete every single member off the rift.
Yeah, and they had a pretty easy time of it there as well. CCG, maybe dragon stacking could be something for them here in a little bit. See if they go for this particular dragon, but DMK is not in the area, so they have to rotate down if they want to look for that. Could be a win condition for them. I'm not really sure what type of dragon it is because that's super bugged, but see if we can get that up for
That
you
is
just a little bit.
probably. I'm gonna say Hextech. I think it's gonna be Hex. It's either Hextech or Chemtech, so we'll find out which one. I'm gonna put my money on Hextech.
Yeah, it feels like a Hextech dragon, right? But we'll see
gives
here.
those vibes.
Trickster just in the enemy jungle, man. He lives there.
That's indeed. Nem9 maybe looking for something here. If Detro could find a hook, but Yunbi just a bit too fast for him. He's going to be okay. Trickster's on that drag. It is a Hextech drag indeed. He's starting it up. Rotations are going to come through slowly, though. Surely they don't give this one over for free. Psycho is here. 5-0-1. Has Shield Bow already unlocked. On the flip side, Sophie Sage only has that Essence Reaver, but actually, they're looking to force him off. It's going to be a smite fight,
yeah,
and it's going to be secured by Dragonman Kim. They're going to secure a pick as well. Huge ulti, though, from Denethor, as they're going to take out Trickster.
Here's Quacker.
Indeed.
Can he do it? He's going to try.
CC immune, and
Come on, buddy.
Big
Come on.
Quack energy, but Psycho is too fast for him. He's not going to fight him. But Sophie Sage, American Sniper. Boom! Bat finds another one. Denethor gonna pick up Yama. However, Dragonman King can do nothing but watch, and now he's gotta run. Flash over the wall. Denethor was looking for more, but won't find it. Sophie Sage doesn't know Nem9 is right around the corner, but it doesn't matter because he's got the damage. But with Denethor there, he cannot chase.
Got the damage to make him say, yes, Lord. That's what I'm talking about. Quacker so strong in that fight, man. Took down Detro super easy. Just turns immediately on Psycho and got so close, but Sophie Sage with the follow-up damage, hitting the slick Q off the back end was awesome and took Psycho down. That shutdown does go over to Sophie Sage, exactly where you want the gold. This is everything CCG could have hoped for. They get the dragon here as well, stole that away from DMK.
Absolutely. So Dragon Stacking is still on the table, and they're able to come out of that fight fairly victoriously, picking up that shutdown and putting on none other than Sophis Sage, their ADC. And Sophis Sage said, Quacker, we trust. Quacker went just Psycho mode. He took a page out of Psycho's book, sends it in, and is able to pave the way for Sophis Sage to clean up. But now, this mid-tier 1 is looking to be cleaned up as well. Huge damage onto Psycho. So much damage. They find the root, and Dragonman Kim is going to be there to clean up.
That's awesome. That's not a shutdown. But yeah, that gets Psycho off the map. They have tons of pressure now without him there because that's where all the gold is stacked for Mirage. So this is super, super big for them to be able to get this pick down. Huge misplay from Psycho being that far up in the mid lane without any help or anything like that. And we'll get picked off by the Cinder. Quacker should be able to get this side lane turret. He's going to back off. He doesn't have tracking over many members. Or no, he's just going to fight forward. And he's going to fully dive the Gnar. Kill the Gnar. Come on, get in there.
Come on, it's Quacker, dude. What do you mean? Restraint, poise? Do you think Quacker knows what those words mean? I hate to tell you, Axeman. He does not. He's literally playing an Axeman. Like, come on. Surely y'all should be on the same wavelength.
Oh yeah, I'm on the same page. We're definitely killing the Gnar. Sophie Sage eats the ultimate.
Oh yeah, but Yama will pay for his ADC sin. Step too far forward, and so gets hit with the dredge. Lie down he goes.
Ult's up here.
Is indeed. Sophie Sage gonna do his damnedest to hold the line, make sure that they can't take this tier 1. Psycho doesn't quite have the damage for it, so it's gonna stay alive a little bit longer. Quacker make his way on over, but Yunbi, the assassin, just says get bursted.
Let's go. That's an awesome play from Yumbi. The stun over the wall gets the kill down onto Nem9. I think that might have been a shutdown there as well. Really good for him. And the stacks are looking good for Yumbi as well. How many stacks do we see? 70 something? 92. Holy cow.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
He's doing great. He should be almost at 100 now. And then he'll be off the races for sure. Yes, run down the Gnar. Come on. Come on.
He's just looking to run him down.
Yeah.
Nothing that Denethor can do. Goodbye, good night. Quacker grabs the pick and just keeps on pushing.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The big shutdown there on Nem9 as well goes over to Yunbi. Suddenly, just like that, CCG are back in the driver's seat. They're just down 400 gold or so, but they're making it back. They got big shutdowns of several of their members, so you don't want to give up that gold necessarily, but dragging up in just a few seconds, and then we'll be back onto the map for the Baron here as well. See what they play for. Everybody's just kind of running it down mid right now.
They are. But now, next drag up in 45 seconds. And it could either genuinely be a Cloud Drake or a Chemtech. We'll have to wait and see. They look for the pick. They find the Son of the Trickster. Huge damage from the True Shot Barrage. And Dragon Man Kim is there to collect. Does get knocked forward, though, by the explosive cast. So they will trade junglers, which means potentially there will be no smite available. But Quacker says, I'm getting more out of this trade, baby. Finds two. Big Quack energy coming through. But yet again, and he's still fighting. Turret be damned. But now he's going to look to back off, allow Sofa Sage and the rest of the gang to clear that tier 1. They're free firing onto Denethor. Don't quite find him. The Undertow did connect, but with the knockup from Nem9, Quacker will not engage. For once in his life, he restrains and he poises.
Yeah, he drops back. Doesn't have those tools, right? Doesn't have the big ghost or anything like that. This is a Radiant Virtue Olaf, by the way. He hits that ultimate, becomes unkillable with the Karma shielding as well. So yeah, there just is no escaping Olaf at that point. He's got the oh man, the Ravenous Hydra in there as well, so lots of big healing from that item too. And he just goes super god mode, which is crazy. I don't think you can actually build this build without a Karma on your team. I don't think it would work, but he's going to be building solid damage from here on out just so he can keep up with the scaling a little bit. And they do take down that third dragon. Dragon stacking, this time working in the favor of CCG for the first time this game. Echo. Oh boy. Oh jeez.
Oh my god, Quacker's going in. He's got Ragnarok and he's looking to go. A TP comes through. Yunbee's deep in the thick of things. Nem9's on his way as well. No Fade Seal available, but he won't need a Quacker. Gets another. Looking for a third. Has to flash over the wall, though. A lot of damage still comes out. You cannot underestimate it. Sofa Sage and Yama are being free fired upon by Psycho. He does a lot of damage with that Runons as well. He's got the BF sword in his pocket. Quacker finds another Undertow looking to heal up as well. Whoa. And now he's turning the fight. Fate Sealed on top of Sofa Sage. Nice. But he will not go down. A double kill for CCG.
That's sick. Sofa Sage with the big plays coming through. Quacker, if he had Ghost up for that play, holy moly, man. I think it might actually be Pentacle Quacker moment. But Sofa Sage with the double kill there. They're going to force Mirage back to the base. They will start up the Baron here. They should take it down relatively quick as well, as Sofa Sage does so much damage to these objectives. Quacker dealing a bunch of damage as well. And yeah, they'll take this one completely uncontested, Echo.
Dude, we talked about the jungle top synergy. Quacker said, screw that. It's the me, myself, and I synergy. He is running circles around Denethor in this top lane. He was given the Olaf pick. We said we want to see him on something where he can get agency in the lane on his own. He did exactly that. He's looking big. Garf, let me see the Cinder stacks. I need to know, is he at 120? It's not there at the moment. Is he at 120? No, almost. So close. Axerman, when he gets 120, Yunbee will transcend and gains an additional 15% AP. It's almost a built-in Rabadon's. It's insane.
It is insane here as well. And yeah, he's getting pretty close to that mark for sure. Show us one more time those stacks. 113, right? That's what he's up to. And yeah, no, the good stuff for sure. The 100 is when he gets the execute, right? Gets that execute threshold.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. So really cool stuff. Yunbee is starting to pop off for sure. But yeah, 5-1 and 5 on Sofa Sage. Huge Ezreal gameplay. 3 items there. Lots of big sustained damage from our boy here in these team fights.
Definitely. So
come on,
Quacker, dude. He's the moment that Undertow hits,
wants Psycho.
He is going in. He wants Psycho indeed. He needs to put his foot down. Who is the greater Psycho in this game? And he will show the world that that is him. The world will remember the name Quacker, the man who would go in no matter what the cost. But for now, things will be a little more quiet here as Mirage knows they need to respect the damage coming through from CCG. There's a lot of vision in their own jungle that they just can't move forward. Dredge line, Death Charge was used on Yunbee, but no one really there to follow up, so it's just gonna kind of go awry. Not gonna find anything from it. Tier 2 is gonna go down in response.
Can we talk about Cloud Soul on Quacker 7, 4, and 5 with the
Oh,
Ghost,
no.
with the Karma? I don't think you can physically escape. Like, I don't think it's possible. We're talking like 700 movement speed maxed out there. So, yeah, you just can't run away from this guy once he's got everything under his wings. A lot of that relies on having Ghost up, having the Karma with him, all that good stuff. But, I mean, easy, right? Ghost up right now. Karma's alive right now, right? So we can play around any objective we want to as long as we have these abilities up. And that Dragon Soul is up in under a minute here, Echo. It is almost at Exodia for CCG.
It is. And it's a complete 180 of what we saw in game number 1, right? This time around, CCG is running the Rift. They are running the neutral objectives game as well. The vision game is on point. The damage game is on point. The team play is on point. Everything is where it needs to be for them to take game number 2 home. Quacker was looking for the undertow there. Doesn't quite find it. Needs that initial slow to come through to make sure he can run them down on them 9. Has been relinquished up into that top lane. The split push has the TP available though.
Denethor out of position. Big stun
Oh,
gonna land
Denethor.
here.
Goodbye, good night. Get collected, buddy. Down he goes. The tier 3. It's looking dangerous as well. Explosive cast to try and get them off of it, but it doesn't matter. It's just too much damage. Turret goes down. Inhibitor goes down. CCG collects and they march on out of there. They're gonna go on to the Dragon.
That's got to be 120 stacks on Yunbi, right? I mean, you check out here in a little bit, but he landed a bunch of abilities and he looks super good. So, you know, maybe he's got the stacks up, but this will be the Dragon Soul for them. And then, yeah, they got the full entourage coming through.
Yeah. Soul secured for CCG. Not a single dragon given over. No quarter given to Mirage here, as their tier 1 in mid is still standing. Psycho is looking to change that, but Sophus Sage is there for the play. True Shot Barrage to thin out the wave. I don't think it's quite going to be enough. It will still fall, unfortunately, but regardless, that's a testament to the fact that CCG has been running this game, that it stood so long.
Yeah, 100%. Right? We just break open the outer turret. Meanwhile, on the flip side, that Inhib is down in that same lane. So really good stuff from CCG. They look to clean up the remainder of the game. I think you take one big fight, try to run it down mid, and take the Nexus here so far at 27 minutes. I think that's a super, definitely a play they're able to go for. They're going to try and fight through top here. Really easy for them to dive these turrets. So these turrets being up doesn't matter too much for them.
It does not. We'll continue the assault. Look at it, just burst it down. Down that turret goes. Nothing that Mirage can do. Explosive cast, a bit of damage. It's really all about it. Denethor waiting in the back line, looking for something, but just can't quite find an opportunity to go in. They have to give that turret on over.
Yeah, have to get the turret up there, but they're going to be able to defend the Inhib for the time being. CCG still looking for that big play, running down Denethor. It could be the ult's gonna come out. Ooh. Oh! Denethor just can't stay on the Rift, man. They keep picking him.
Indeed, they do. The snipe from downtown comes out and cleans house as Denethor out for the count. Baron up in 30 seconds. I'm hard pressed to believe that we don't just instantly see CCG head on over to that thing once it's up.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if you get this Baron. Yeah, huge power play, really able to push in these waves. They're going to play for this Inhib. Nothing really to stop them here. They get the turret at least and back off for the time being. Again, all of this makes it a lot easier to push for a victory after a big team fight.
Yeah, you'll notice how whenever Quacker isn't around, restraint and poise is present, right? They grab the turret. You know, if Quacker was there, they'd have sent it.
He's
they'd
on
look for
vision.
kills. But now he's
But it
on
doesn't
vision.
matter.
But it doesn't matter for the Emperor, for Quacker. He's looking to send it on in, doing so much damage. Trickster goes gold, buys himself some valuable seconds, but it doesn't matter. Down he goes. Psyker over the wall, looking at free fire, but down he goes as well. Over to Sophus Sage, and now Quacker is looking to run down Denethor. He's so damn fast. Undertow doesn't find the mark, but the flash forward from Yama will find the route. Go gold, but it doesn't matter where you go when it's over. Into the dirt. Dragon Minkin picks that up, and now with Nem9, the last member standing, soul unbound, to the heavens you go. First turret goes down, second turret goes down, and CCG are still in it to win it.
Woo! That's good stuff right there. We like to see it. And yeah, he did it on Olaf too, baby. This is my favorite game of all time. We started out this game at a gold deficit, right? That's so incredible for us to make this comeback and for the Olaf to do it, man. Woo! Olaf Karma is so strong. And Quacker, what an incredible player, man. That was so awesome.
Absolutely. The draft adaptations that we wanted came through, and they were rewarded accordingly, Axeman. This was a complete 180, hell, 720 almost, would I say. In comparison to game number 1, CCG were running the Rift in dominating fashion.
Yeah, 100%. Looking forward to game 3 as well. Make sure you get your raffle votes in. But yeah, after that game, I don't even know what the draft adaptation is. I think you have to make sure that you're on the red side of the map there if you're Mirage. I think that's really what was working for you. But also, yeah, you can't give Selfish Sage that Ezreal, man. That's way too strong. I feel like you could say ban the Olaf, but he's just going to pick the Gwen. I feel like that's what's coming in game 3 is we're going to get Quacker's Gwen, and it's going to be bad for Mirage.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Definitely, they're going to need to look for some kind of way to neutralize that top lane again, right? And as in game 1, because I feel like you can see the complete difference, right? Game 1, top was neutralized. Quacker had no real impact other than kind of being this big, beefy front line. Game 2... Gosh, no words. Get gapped. That's all I gotta say, really. Realistically, an absolutely huge 180 coming through. So maybe if Mirage can find a way to try and just mellow out Quacker a little bit, you know, put him back on the sidelines, maybe they stand a chance. I'm not trying to give him any secret tech, obviously. If I have it my way, I get to see Quacker just absolutely demolish him once again. But we'll have to wait and see. So we'll go to just a quick break as the teams get ready for the final all-deciding game. We'll be right back. All right, X-Men. It's that time once again. Final game of this series, the all-deciding game this time around. And we're not wasting any time, X-Men. We're getting straight to the draft. My AirPods couldn't even handle it. They died, so I'll put the cans on for this one. And let's get to it. Game number 3, winner takes all. Winner guarantees themselves seed number 1 of Group D. They get to wear the crown. They get to move on to the playoffs, while the loser moves down to the lower bracket. The dreams will not be crushed yet, but it's going to make it oh so harder.
Oh, yeah. No, the dreams haven't been crushed just yet, but it's going to be close. It's sudden death for both teams now here. NACL, the final game, winner takes all, and this is now the biggest game of any of these players' careers. I would go ahead and say this seeding is just so important moving into the tournament. Yeah, this is a really important one. We're getting to the bans already here, and you got to imagine, yeah, the Lee Sin ban is coming through, and then the Ash ban as well here on the back end. What will that first pick be for CCG? Will they go back to the Gragas, banning the Udyr? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, getting rid of that one. It was a stable pick in game number 1. They do not want to see that back out on the Rift. This time around, CCG will be the ones back on the blue side here, as Mirage have taken red. So that puts them back on the back foot again. This is what we saw them in game number 1. They were forced to take that first pick. Some counters were able to come out from Mirage. So we got to see if they have the answer or not. And the first pick is going to be the Sejuani, typical CCG fashion. Keeping the cards somewhat close to the chest, right? Can go top, can go jungle. And it seems like Mirage might just follow suit.
Yeah, Lily also able to go top and jungle as well, right? So we're looking at bot lane pickups now. There's just no way you play Driven. Don't hover Driven in my lobby.
Oh, it's honestly, in this
It's not gonna
final
happen.
all-deciding game, I'd love to see something spicy, something crazy, something unexpected.
It's not gonna do it.
But
Yeah, he's not gonna do it.
Yeah, it's looking like a
I don't believe you.
meta-slave moment. Meta-slave moment. Hate to see it. Okay. No, nothing,
Good try,
nothing
though.
crazy. Yeah, good try. You had me fooled. Axeman is a little wiser than I am. He's a little older than me. So, you know, he's got that
Hey,
time,
I'm not that much older.
But CCG, on the flip side, to go ahead and pick up their ADC possibly first. Now that they know what they're going to be going up against. And the Jhin is going to be something that's getting locked. We haven't seen that yet at all in this series. Curious to see how it is going to work out. I'd be very surprised if we don't see Karma for the Yama here, because that was just a chef kiss pick, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. Not sure if I love the Jhin as much. I think the Ezreal still, Silver Stage best champion, but the matchup might not necessarily be favorable. The Karma, 100% necessary, right? We're gonna eat an Olaf ban 100%, but if they leave Gwen up, man, it could still be super good. Surely we pick Thresh over Nautilus, right?
I would imagine so, surely, but you never know.
They might just be looking for some safety for Felios here, and the safety is certainly provided by the Nautilus here. But it's gotta be the Thresh, man.
Yeah. There we go. Now we go back to the second ban phase. At the moment, Olaf has still been left over. Definitely felt like a bit of a bait by Mirage. Like, go ahead, pick it. Maybe they have some kind of answer for it, but regardless, maybe they look to ban it now. And there we go. Taken right off the board, first of the second rotation here. It was just such a menacing pick, and with that Karma being locked in, it really did. They smell blood in the water. They were like, just in case, if it's left open, we might be able to grab it. But no, sir. Mirage are gonna get rid of that. So now we go back to the rest of the bans here. Curious to see who CCG takes off the board, because game 2, no one was really a threat. It felt like.
No, it didn't really feel threatened all that much on either side there. But here's the big question. Yeah, banning away Yunbi's Orianna. That's big for him here too. Yunbi gonna be forced back onto a champion. He's not necessarily comfortable with it there. Could be back on the Syndra actually, as we look, but that's gonna be blinded. I don't imagine we look at too much into the top lane picks here. Yeah, gonna ban out the Malphite actually. It's interesting.
Yeah, understandably so. It just feels like really CCD just getting rid of anything that they didn't like in game number 1, because that was that tipping point. Definitely felt like the odd kind of game out, right? It's like, whoa, Mirage ain't no slouches. They're not gonna just give us this W like that. So they realized that, taking a couple of bans off the board. The Rise was left open, and it's gonna go ahead and be picked up once again. It was a crucial pick for the side of Mirage in game number 1. But I would very much like to see that Cinder, because it was looking good in game 2. It was more than good. It was great. It was amazing. It was astronomical.
Yeah, no, it was super good. And picking up the big ultimates late game, getting the picks down, was all good stuff there for him. But what is the final pick? What is Quacker's blind pick here? For me, it's got to be Gwen, but is it blindable in a very important game like this into Denethor?
I don't think it's the move as well, because if you go for that, you're lacking some real AD damage, and that's some AD damage right there. The Jace is going to go ahead and be locked in here for possibly Quacker top. Love to see it. And now it's up to Mirage for their final pick in this final game. It all comes down to this last lock-in. Do we get to see a carry jungle like Indrid? Nope, we don't, because it's Camille in the top lane.
Yeah, Camille up top side to counter the Jace, and we've seen the Jace already so far in the Swiss tournament. Was super strong, didn't end up carrying the team. I think Yunbi had a massive game in that particular game and was able to carry it through, but the Jace is like 2-0 or something like that. So we've won on NA Jace before. I don't know if that's necessarily the focus. I would categorize this team as like an artillery composition. Everything max range, coming in huge range from the Jhin, the Karma from the Jace, all that good stuff, and trying to poke down the enemy comp before a big team fight. I think that's a really, super winnable, win condition there that they can play around. But a difficult comp to draft in the game 3 here. It's going to take the execution to be able to pull it off.
It's going to be very difficult, because I'm looking at Mirage. They just want to run at you. They want to get in your face. Trickster on the Lilia wants to be running circles around you. Denethor wants to dive in, get that Hextech ultimatum down on possibly Yumbi or Quacker. Detro, I mean, it's Detro. We saw him in game 1, right? With those thresh hooks, he can hit those from a mile away, section you out from the rest of your squad. And the side of CCG, it feels like they're gonna be, you know, caught a little bit on the back foot there if they're able to get on top of them. I'm a little worried for him. Obviously, they've got Dragon Min, right? He's gonna be a big tanky boy, and if Quacker can get ahead, we've seen what an NAJs can do, but still, it's gonna take a lot of precision execution, I feel like, for CCG.
For sure, and I'm super worried about Mirage with Nem9 on Rise, man. So strong in game 1. It was incredible for them. You got Psycho and Dicho back on Aphelios and Thresh as well, so that core 3 around the bottom side is all exactly the same as in game 1 where CCG lost so hard. So yeah, I don't like that portion of this game for CCG fans, and Nem9 could be really strong on the sideline, scaling up really hard. This game really does end past 25 minutes, past that 30-minute mark, excuse me, as the team scales so hard. So yeah, CCG on a bit of a timer. You got to figure this out early.
Indeed, they do. We'll have to wait and see if they can do exactly that. But throw it to a quick break so we can charge up and get ready for the final game in this series to find out whether or not CCG becomes the king of Group D. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. let's get it started. We're on the Rift for the final game of today, the all-deciding game number 3. Axemen CCG have had one hell of a comeback and are looking for that reverse sweep, while Mirage is looking to cement themselves as the leaders of Group D. They had a bit of a fumble game 2, and they want to recover.
Heck yeah, Echo. This time, it's CCG on the blue side with the 5-man death roll here. Not going to catch anything out this go-around, but I just checked the script just now, Echo. This is about to be a banger game, man.
Okay.
Holy cow. Pentakills, aces, it's 6 minutes, like crazy, dude. There's no way.
All right. I like it.
Just
I like
wait
it.
for it. I won't spoil too much, but this is going to be a
you.
great game.
I like what I'm hearing. Alrighty, CCG was looking for something cheesy here. Level 1. Spotted out that ward, though, and that back brush, so ultimately are going to go ahead and back. Want to make sure that no one else is spotted out but the bot lane there. Looking at me like Dragon Min is going to head on up top and start his clear there, so maybe we get to see him move on down into this bot lane.
Could be. We'll have to see here. The 5 points,
Yama.
back and forth. That's a big chunk of damage, man.
Mantra Q,
Holy
baby.
cow.
Mantra Q.
Mantra
they're
Q's
really-
the stuff. We missed the flay. We
Not
start
gonna find
flay.
the flay. Not gonna find the flay, and will be punished accordingly.
Fourth shot.
Sophis Sage says
Holy
thanks for the
cow.
Dark Harvest.
You got to
comes
reset
through.
there if you're Detro.
Nah, he's popping
No,
pots. He
he's
don't
gonna
care.
Stay out, man. He's
He
staying
does not
out.
care. And indeed, already strong start for the bot lane here of CCG, and you can see it right. Decho and Psycho know they have to give this farm on over. They cannot step forward. Don't have that hook leveled up just yet. That crucial flame missing. It's rough.
Yeah, and not having anything but that flay. And in this level 1 scenario here feels super bad. That's a big trade from Quacker. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
He has the level 2 here as well.
NA Jace, baby. NA Jace is coming to fruition. He's full metal too.
Yeah, level 2 is doubly important for Jace because he gets 4 abilities instead of 2.
Oh, the Trickster on his way. Spotted out by the ward though. Bot lane still being shoved under the turret there, but they're backing Quacker into a
show
corner.
us Quacker. Quacker, no, please.
I don't know. Quacker's gonna get out. Okay, he's gonna get out. He should be good.
Wow, okay,
no.
now he's not.
Why would you go back in? Quacker,
What the
Quacker.
heck?
You are not Olaf, my boy. Was looking for some more damage there. Had to burn the flash, but it's gonna stay alive. Has the TP if needed, so he should be okay.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine for the time being. Takes a reset, spend a little bit of gold. But yeah, that is a lot of that tempo wasted. Trickster able to shut down the push from Quacker a little bit there. And they will even out at the top side of the map. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Dragon Min full clear. He's got a big CS lead, a 2-camp lead actually, and is able to push into the spot side jungle into Trickster because of the pressure from the bottom lane.
And I love how Mirage they've come to expect this now, that DMK is going to be there. They already placed a ward there in their jungle because they're like, there's no shot that DMK isn't going to make his way on over to try and collect my blue buff, and he does exactly that. But with them being spotted out, DMK will show a rare sight of restraint and poise, will allow Trickster to have his camps, and will settle with the crab.
Yeah, DMK just fine to slam the brakes on both jungles and really slow down both of them. Quacker wants the big trade here. Oh, the hook shot could have missed. This could be the kill.
Free. Not quite the kill yet, I don't think. Doesn't have the flash available, was forced to burn it earlier, so is not going to be able to follow up on that kill. But regardless, that is huge. It's going to probably force the back of Death Throw unless he looks to stay. Had to pop the pot. Should be okay for now, but that was pretty big, and you saw that for a split second, right, Axeman? DMK was there. He's on his way in that bot side looking for a lane gang.
Come on, lane gang
He's
here.
in,
No
he's
level
in.
6 available.
Yama looking juicy, but unfortunately, no stun gonna land, and so not gonna find anything.
Find anything here, so he moves off. Takes the reset. M9 taking a bunch of damage. Things going very even in the middle lane there. Rotate up a little bit of pressure, but the dragon is up now. With DMK on reset, Trickster at the top of the map. That's going to be a slow first dragon. Both these junglers are playing for the Rift Herald, right? But they've got 2 levels off before they can really play for it. 3 minutes to make up those 2 levels.
Trickster waiting in the wings. They find the root. They find the bowling ball as well. The burn's coming through, but the flash from Yunbi is going to keep him alive. Yama's here as well to make sure no sort of follow-up comes through. But regardless, it's another flash burn.
It's another flash down. Another flash unavailable here. Quacker's still doing remarkably well up top side. Really proud of the performance from him so far. He's stacking up the tier as well. DMK still big counter jungling here. Wants to set up that vision to be able to secure this Rift Herald. Still at level 4, unfortunately, has not been clearing his camps as effectively as Trickster has. So he will not have ultimate, presumably, for this Rift Herald.
Seems like he will not. It's Trickster making his way on into enemy territory. They're going to look to find some kind of a collapse. But Dragonmin was there. They spot him out. And so maybe they go for the steal. No. Very rude coming out here from Trickster. Giving him a bit of that DMK treatment, sealing away the Grump.
Yep, taking it away from there, unfortunately. Further forcing him back in the experience department there. Now Psycho and Dietra are forcing the wave back onto Southeast Asian Yama as they have the tracking on the jungler topside. And not taking a decent bunch of damage. The the dynamic in the mid lane here changes up a little bit at level 6 because Yunbi has that combat ultimate, right? And M9 does not. It gets a little rough for the Rise for a couple of levels here.
Definitely it does. M9 looking to just clear out some of that vision. Not quite going to be able to get that control ward. Down the ward goes. Dragon is still up and available. Both junglers are in this quadrant at the moment. But with no real shove coming out from either lanes just yet, we'll need to see where the priority lies.
Yeah, just want to see what they're trying to play for here. Looks like CCG want the dragon stacking angle once again. They rotate down over, trying to get onto the Lilia. Level 5 here for DMK. So they've really given up on the Rift Herald dream here a little bit. We'll go ahead and say.
Yeah, I mean, still a little bit of time before it comes up. And they want these dragon stackings to come through. We saw how incredibly crucial it was in game number 2 for CCG. And so they want to keep that up. They've got that slight shove here in the bot lane coming through. So they are going to get that first move as Trickster spots him out. But Trickster is level 6. We're seeing that farm disparity come through. And so Trickster is going to continue where Dragon Minkin left off. Yama and Sophist are here as well. But Nem9 got the early move in the mid lane. So that drag is going to go on over to Mirage.
Yeah, all that counter jungling from DMK, and it's just not, nothing comes of it, unfortunately. And just a massive CS disparity, a big XP disparity as well here. He's going to lose the first dragon, likely lose the first Rift Herald as well. Like to see the guy just hit his camps, to be honest, and get level 6 so we can get this Sejuani doing something.
So here. Other than that, though, been fairly tame. Comparison to these first 2 games. A lot of trades coming out, but nothing being found off of them just yet. Dragonman can finally hitting level 6, so now these ganks will become a whole lot more viable. And you, I know you saw that, Axeman. That ping onto that Rift Herald coming out from DMK means he's on his way. He's moving.
He's trying to move. He's got 6 now, right? So he's going to move out and onto it, trying to break open one of these lanes with that ultimate, or they just push onto a 3 and use it in the fight. But you also see Yama rotating up here as well, so it will be 4v3 for that fight.
It will be huge rotation coming through, though. All the members are going to go ahead and leave Sophist Sage in that ball lane and just free farm solo XP, soak it up. Quacker, the MB have started up this Herald already. M9 and the rest of the gang catching on that something's going on here. Trickster's going to be the first to the scene. Not going to step too far forward, though. Not Baron Herald. Down to 1.5k HP. Doesn't find the stun. Flash comes out from Trickster, but that is going to be Herald secured. A very nice rotation coming through, and they are rewarded accordingly.
You sure are here. Take the Scuttle Crab down as well. See if they interrupt Yama's reset.
They're looking to find
4v4.
something. Black from Dragon and Kim, they're going in deep. Boom! So much damage. First blood going over to Quacker. They don't quite find Denethor, able to flash on away. That's all they needed. No one falls from the side of CCG.
Really big gold injection into the Jace as well here, making him much stronger, and a much stronger top side for CCG. That Rift Herald also picked up by DMK as well. So CCG doing really well in this particular fight. Not much of like a fight, to be honest, just big ultimate from DMK directly in the face, and really nice follow-up AoE damage from everybody on the squad. You like to see it. Those karma Qs are huge, man. The mantra Qs, so big.
Yeah.
So you like to see that damage coming through, and honestly, just nice rotation for CCG, playing it straight.
Absolutely. Things instantly came out. Everyone rotated on over. We got to see the strength of just what a full squad can do. Now with that Rift Herald picked up, Dragon Min can choose where he wishes to influx this gold that he can get from these plates. Maybe he gives it to the NA Jace.
I think so. I think we forced Denethor out of lane, make him unsafe there up top side. I think that's going to be good for this team. Anytime you can make a side lane less safe into this Mirage squad is going to be good for you, because Nem9 is trying to get into a side lane as we get out of the laning phase as well. So yeah, dropping this on a side lane is going to be really big for him.
Really so. Speaking of Nem9, he's watching around, has that sweeper picked up here. Really felt the brunt of the amount of vision differential that came out in game number 2, right? You can see, if I'm not mistaken, 3 sweepers on the side of Mirage here. It was so incredibly just I don't even have words to describe it, how painful it was to try and move around the map. There's just vision everywhere for CCG. They knew what you were gonna do before you even thought it.
Yeah, a little bit of ESP coming through, I think there. A bit of the extra knowledge. Might be the fight down bot side. No, the reset from Detro. The dive top lane? Could be the dive top lane. That's for sure. DMK taking the camps away once again. Back to his old tricks. Yunbi's up top here. He's all by himself in the jungle as well. This could be an unfortunate fight for him.
Oh, big Trickster, drop. Though. Not quite finding the sun there. Won't quite get the pick. Denethor finds the ulti. And with the sleep, there's nothing that Yunbi can do. Dragon Min's got to run. Being chased by 3 Quackers there as well with the Realm Warp to cut him off. But Dragon Min's is a bit too fast for him. Hookshot does land, finds the stun. Dragon Min's pretty damn tanky, but will it be enough? The answer is no.
Yeah, not able to get out, unfortunately. Nice rotation from Nem9 there to get up and take down the enemy team. Unfortunate positioning from Yunbi. Just kind of sitting on the red buff, right? Acting as a ward, and gets picked off like the ward, unfortunately. They don't get any of the abilities down Trickster that they were really looking for, as the Lilia just kind of runs out of the effective range of several of the members, and they don't get that pick down. And kind of a disaster there for CCG. They lose a bunch of tempo. They're going to lose their gold lead as well.
I wish all the wards I killed gave me 300 gold. That'd be hella worth.
But, yeah, that'd be nice, right?
Yeah, it would indeed. But yeah, Yunbi will fall. Has been able to pick up that Ludens though, so just have that mythic available. Bit of a switch in comparison to game 2, where he went for the Leandry's Anguish. More importantly though, drag number 2 is up and available. And that first drag felt very reminiscent of game number 1. Felt like we saw CCG kind of go back into their old habits for a moment. They're giving that drag on over. And with Dragon Min up in this top side, looking for this pick, that drag surely will go on over to Mirage.
Yep, goes right on over to him. It's their second dragon of the game. Whoever has stacked up the dragons so far in this series has won the game. So I hope CCG is thinking critically about how they're going to stop this dragon stacking. 9 potentially in trouble. Ultimate's up, but it just doesn't hurt him as much.
Yeah.
The Rise is so tanky. Unfortunately, with the Merc treads, we'll be able to just walk right out of there.
Yeah. First turret gold, it get given on over to Quacker, right? So that's a big influx of gold into the NAJs. And I also feel like when you look at the itemization, Axeman, you could see why when we talked about that, it felt like CCG doesn't really have anyone that wants to, you know, try and answer the full frontal assault that's going to come up from Mirage. We're seeing that on Quacker, right? Opted for the Gore Drinker on the Jace.
Nice little Gore Drinker action for him there. A little bit more survivability built into it as well. And hopefully he gets that survivability mileage he's looking for and rotate this into some victories for him here. Both of the kills, by the way, picked up there in that top lane skirmish did go down to Thor. I don't know if we necessarily talked about that directly, but he's pretty accelerated now. He's feeling very strong on the Camille, and that's not great for Quacker, but they were able to break open that top lane turret as well. Unfortunately, this does further accelerate Denethor. He's able to like sit back a little bit further in this lane and take down the minions, but it's you know, a little bit less safer to push out, which is good for them. Good for CCG.
Definitely so here. Now, CCG looks to siege up this tier 1. Not quite have the damage on the minions for it, so the tier 1 is just barely going to stay alive, but it is not looking healthy. And once that goes down, this map is going to be cracked wide open. Huge glacial prison finds the mark.
Nice.
And the
There you
shutdown goes over to Quacker. Curtain call gets dropped. Silence your phones and pay attention. Oh, Yumby does get hit with the hook, though. A lot of damage comes through, and Dicho is going to pick that up. Trickster with a double drowsy. Flash over the wall, though, to buy some distance. Nice to feel assault over the wall. So much damage coming through, and a double kill for Psycho. Dragonman has to get back under the turret, and Mirage is able to turn the fight around.
That's an elite play from Psycho, man. The big ultimate coming out, connecting a bunch of damage down onto Quacker as well after he picked off the kill. And yeah, that's super bad for CCG. We've seen this before in game 2 as well, though, right? The Psycho building up a big victory, and we know who wins in the Psycho Quacker contest. It's the Quacker, so maybe he could do it on Jace here as well. I would certainly hope so if we want to stay in the tournament, but we're just playing for seeding right now, folks. It's all good. Everything's fine.
Indeed, we are here. Harold is going to go on down into the hands of Trickster. Instantly went on over to it after the fight concluded. So now, and doing a great job of controlling these neutral objectives. Very reminiscent of game 1. They were running the rift, so I want to see CCG find some picks, find some openings to start contesting these objectives.
Team K desperately needs to catch up in the CS department here a little bit so he can start to tank up and not be quite so squishy on the front line. Num9 finally finds himself in the side lane where he's been looking for all game, and he will start scaling up super effectively now. Has the row in the inventory here too, which is nice for him. But yeah, we're expecting to see those CS numbers shoot up from the rise in over the next few minutes.
Let's go here. Yumby. Odds are going for that Shadow Flame, I would have to assume, possibly.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I'd have to assume so. A lot of shields
right
coming out here from the side of Mirage. Definitely getting stronger. Pretty good farm coming through as well. As yet to pick up a kill, though. All the shutdowns have been going into the hands of Quacker. So you can see that as the Manamune, as the Gore Drinker. Has yet to get boots, though. But now, seeing a lot of rotation coming through from CCG. Drag up in 1 minute. Oh my god, there's so many traps here from Sofa Sage.
It's a lot of traps. Yeah, it's a lot of traps. You have to push those through those traps if you want to get onto the Jin. So a lot of good zone control there from him. DMK's got double buffs, got the ult up. Now's the time for CCG to fight.
It would be here. Quacker gonna get hit by the bowling ball there. Burning a little bit. Drag up in 30. Some vision being put down in this river. Now the question is which team will look for the first move. Seems like CCG want to fight in this mid lane, try and bait out a fight, make them step into those traps. But I don't think that Mirage is going to take it. They're definitely going to want to have that first move into the river. Dragon Kinman is going to be the first one down as well. Hook does not find the mark there, goes a little bit wide, and now with the Rift Herald being dropped, you have to make a choice. Do you stop the Rift Herald from doing more destruction, or do you move over to the drag? They're going to opt to start Herald there. They find M9, he goes gold, they bide their time, but a nice lantern comes out from Dicho, going to keep him alive. Right now, both of these teams are just dancing around the edge, both looking for that initial slip up. Psycho has to burn the cleanse there. It gets stunned up. With nothing come out of it just yet, it's looking like CCG once again are just gonna give the dragon on over, look for some real estate.
I mean, Psycho's got red and white guns, right? So
yeah,
what are you gonna do, right? There's just nothing really to be done about it, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully they can trade back at least. The jungle camps here. They get that mid lane turret, which is something, but man, oh man, does it ever feel bad giving up that Dragon Soul point like it was nothing.
Yeah, and this puts them in that tricky spot once again. They will be forced to fight in 5 minutes. They cannot give a Mountain Soul on over here to Mirage. That would be too great for them, too amazing to pass up. So now comes the question. They find an opening, they find a lead before that clock strikes 0, because right now it is looking rough. Oh, they were getting a little worried there.
Yep, Mirage starting to set up the vision here as the Baron spawns. Yikes, man, that stat, that Dragon stacking always wins in this series stat, still sticks in the back of my mind, man. I just feel like you can't give them up Mountain Soul. It doesn't seem winnable once they have that soul, right? Because they got so much damage built in already, and then they'll be nigh unkillable with that soul in hand.
Oh yeah, gonna make all those crucial members even harder to kill, right? I mean, look at Psycho, has the Bloodthirster shield, has the Overheal shield, will have the Mountain Soul shield as well. That's such a huge shield to chew through to get to an ADC who should be, by all means, the squishiest member of the group. And by the time you take him out, then half of your squad is already gone. And next thing you know, your base is gone too. So it is looking rough. CCG needs to find a little something here. Yumby looking for some damage onto Nem9, wants to protect this tier 1.
Can we check out the stacks on Syndra here? 91. I feel like that's a little bit faster than it was last game. I'm not 100% Echo, but it seems to be on pace anyway. Once you get to 100, you get to that execute, right?
Yeah, exactly. Get that 15% HP execute with the ulti there. But right now, Siege begins. Glacial Prism finds the mark. Huge damage, and there we go. Who needs an execute when you can just burst them down?
Here we
They
go.
find the first pick onto Psycho. Curtain Call finds a lot of damage onto Trickster, but that initial pick we were looking for. They find another stun. We get to see Quacker in the bot lane real quick. Little hello there, little cameo coming through. They almost find Detro, but he is able to escape.
Yeah, having taken down Psycho, this is the time you go for the Baron 110%. You don't have to worry about all that stacked up damage, so the teleport will come through, and they will try and force down this Baron as quickly as possible. Trickster maybe goes for the steal here. I'm not sure. Not sure if he's gonna have a way in.
Yeah, it's rough. They don't have that Ezreal like last time, so they don't have that quick DPS coming through the Jhin. Just doesn't hit quite as hard at the moment. It's down to 5k HP, and 4 members of Mirage are here. It's looking like they might either have to give this over, or it's going to be a smite fight, and they are going to go ahead and just back up. They're going to go back up.
Oh, no.
Drowsy comes out. They're going to do their damage to protect Quacker. Flash to dodge the hook. Dragonman Kim has to dip. He's getting lower, but Denethor is very low. Is able to hook shot over the wall there. Will stay safe. Once again, we're in this weird position where there's a lot of low HP bars, but neither team wants to make the first move. And oh no, Mirage says, yo, we've been here before. Thanks for the leash. We'll start where you guys ended off. And now it's up to CCG, man. We're playing CSGO. You got to retake the site. You got to get to the Baron.
Man. Come on.
Glacial Prison goes in. It's down to 1.5k HP. They're not going to be able to steal it. Can they at least kill the members and make sure that no one lives to tell the tale? They find Nem9. They find Detro. They can't find Psycho, though. He does too much damage. He's free firing. A triple kill comes through, and it's all up to Sophis Sage, but he doesn't have the damage. He'll find Trickster, but ultimately he will fall, and 2 members of Mirage stay standing.
Yeah, they lost our nerve, man. It was all about taking that Baron down before Psycho got back onto the map, and yeah, just not able to do it, man. We stopped off the Baron at 3,000 HP. I feel like you just rush it down and take it, man. But they backed off. They had to fight their way back in, and then weren't able to get it. This Dragon's going to spawn in 30 seconds. If you're CCG, you got to get back onto the Rift and try and fight over this objective. Otherwise, you just give up the series.
Yeah. Really unfortunate calls coming through, just lacking that damage to take out the Baron quickly and consistently. You look at the builds, right? Sophis Sage going some Dark Eldritch Xenos tech I have never seen in my life. I don't even know what to make of it, but let's hope that it works out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got good lethality anyway, but yeah, I'm not really sure about that tech either. I don't know if that's necessarily what I would have built, but taking down the dragon, there is no vision of the objective, unfortunately. It's going to get rushed down here.
Yep, they're going to
Reset a little bit.
It will. Curtain call gets dropped. Not really going to find any targets, though. Drags down to 2k HP. You gotta go in now. You gotta steal. You cannot give it over. And it's gonna be stolen. Huge. Get out. Retreat. Everyone back to base. We're RTB, and it's looking like they are gonna take some losses there. Dragon Min goes down, but it doesn't matter. The sacrifice was well worth it. They're able to steal the dragon. Now they just have to get out to tell the tale, and it's looking like most of the members will. They're still chasing down Yunbi, and he's not exactly the fastest member, but Trickster's pretty damn fast. Doesn't find the bowling ball, but Yunbi's on vision, and they've got him sectioned off. I don't think Yunbi's living to tell this one. He's still running for his life. Come on, Yunbi. Come on, Yunbi. You gotta make something happen, please. Please, Yunbi. Drops the ulti onto Trickster. Not quite enough damage. He's still running. He's running a marathon. He's a track star. He's still going. The turrets are firing. No! Yunbi finally falls.
That's good. He blew a lot of time there. Psycho way out of position. Could be the pick for Quacker, who has not reset yet, is still very low on health. I can't believe that. I can't believe Yunbi lived that long, man. That was so incredible. But they're applying so much pressure on the bottom side. It's gonna stay alive for the time being. Psycho Denethor pushing in this bottom lane. Is there a defense here?
That is the question. The walls are crumbling down around CCG, and we're seeing the fact that they gave all these drags over, man. They had to suicide play into the pit to stop them from getting that soul, and they lose so much on the brunt of that.
Yeah, they really do here, and well, I'm glad we picked NAJ since it's working out pretty well for us actually in this game. Looking really good here. He's got the 3 items in the inventory, which is nice. I think he's got the most of anybody right now, and the mechanics are looking good too, which has been solid so far in this game. Unfortunately, it's just Psycho's tearing it up here in the Aphelios. Honestly, probably shouldn't have been allowed to have this champion. You remember when he was hovering Draven? That was fun. Yeah, looking back now at this performance, to be like, oh yeah, we could have Draven. No, definitely not.
Yeah, it is looking rough. Also feels like that slight 4-ish K gold lead coming out from Mirage is just enough to keep these members alive, because Yunbi, man, he does so much damage, but it's always just barely not enough. Always just barely not finding the pick, and it's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it does feel really unfortunate for him there. We're still looking for the scaling here a little bit. We're at the 20-minute mark. Once that 30-minute mark hits, things get really tough for CCG. So they got to make stuff happen sooner rather than later. The big Sejuani ult's coming out.
Yeah, 1 minute on the Baron, 2 minutes on the drag. Now's the time to find some kind of a pick, to find a lead. A lot of shutdowns on the board as well. Psycho, 200 gold bounty. Trickster, 300 gold bounty. And Denethor, 150 gold bounty. Would also feel great to get rid of some of those Ravenous Hydra stacks from Denethor, as, yeah, there we go. In typical CCG fashion, they steal away the Raptor.
Good stuff for sure. Trying to mount the defense. They got the vision established, but Nem9 is pushing in the bottom lane.
Is no one there to answer at the moment. The recall is going to go ahead and come through, though, possibly from Yama. No, it's going to be Quacker. It's going to look to hold the line there.
Yeah, resets for the wave, takes that down, has the teleport up here. Now Mirage are pushing through the vision lines. The CCG have to retreat to defend their base. Quacker steps up and they seize control of the river. CCG will have to push back through this river with no vision if they want to get onto the objective.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, Axeman, it feels like we are on the precipice of witnessing possibly one of the deciding fights of this game right now. This Baron is up and available, and look at the shred. Dragon Min And can't even get
just
in
down.
deep enough.
Yeah.
Oh, the steal
What?
from Sophis Sage, the GOAT. The question is, can they get out alive? A quadra drowsy from Trickster. Run, boys, run. Yunbi is going to be getting out of there as quickly as he can. Dragon Min is pretty tanky, so he was able to survive. Gets hit with the bowling ball. I don't know if he'll be so lucky. Forces Trickster to go, but Denethor over the wall. And
Was
it's
it
a
enough?
full-blown ace. That's going to be the question. No empowered minions, but 30-second death timers still coming through. Yama's going to be the first one on the board. He's going to have to hold the line along with Sophis Sage. They stole the Baron, but can they stop their Nexus from being stolen? Can they stop their crown from being stolen by Mirage? It's not looking likely. The first turret goes down. The second
That's gonna be
Nexus
it.
turret goes down.
Oh,
And I hate to
man.
say it, Axemen, but it's looking to me like CCG's days of fighting are not yet over.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate result here. It's such a close game, back to back there. Game 1 and Game 3 were just so close, but the losses come down, and CCG unfortunately takes the L there on that one. That's incredible gameplay there from Mirage. They did really well. Psycho definitely a top AD in the tournament, I will say. And really well played by them.
Yeah, it was a fortunate loss this time around, but Axeman, there's always a silver lining. The dream is not dead, not by a long shot. This does mean, however, that the crown will not be obtainable, fortunately for CCG, but they will move down into the lower bracket. But they still have another chance. They're gonna have to either play Team Plink or Team Miracle, depending on who wins in that next match, for another chance to move on into the playoffs. It's just so unfortunate because we saw what CCG can do, right? Game 2 was like, mwah, it was mwah, chef's kiss coming through. They did everything right. And it kind of felt like Game 2, they relapsed a little bit into what we saw from Game 1.
Yeah, I mean, a similar core 3 on the bottom side, right? Neb9 on Rise is just always unkillable, man. None of the pick tools that CCG had at their disposal were ever able to pick off Neb9. Trickster either. There on the Lilia was super unpickable there as well. So the pick tools we were drafting weren't ever effective. The Rakan, the Syndra wasn't super effective there in that Game 3 either with their pick tools. And yeah, none of it came really together for him. But yeah, the Aphelios Thresh, super strong, man. You cannot beat Aphelios Thresh with conventional bot lanes. It's got to be jungle intervention. Just wasn't there from DMK. Seemed really intent on shutting down Trickster and was able to slow down the jungle position as a whole. But yeah, just not enough help for the lanes, I don't think.
Yeah, the picks were good, and the hands behind it were even better. It felt Axeman. I mean, Psycho, he did justice to the name. I'll give him that. He definitely did justice to the name. His crown was usurped there for a moment in game number 2 by our very own Quacker. I'm not gonna lie, dude. He was looking crazy on him, but regardless, definitely still shout out to them. They did an amazing job in that bot lane.
Yeah, no, they absolutely did. Psycho and Dieter were incredible. The Thresh gameplay was really sick as well. Not quite at Chucky's level. I would go ahead and say Chucky's is in a league all of his own. But yeah, really nice gameplay from this Mirage squad. You know, if you're going to lose to a team, you want to lose to a good one. And this is a very good team.
Yeah, definitely. So here, it's just, it's unfortunate. You know, it's just like, it hurts. It hurts because it was such a good showing. Especially game 2. Game 1, right, even though they did end up losing, they still held on incredibly well. Were able to stem the bleeding incredibly well. They took out all the band-aids from the box. They just slapped it on over and over and over, and were able to hold out so long. Game 2 was, I mean, my God, it was a stomp. Then, unfortunately, game 3, it felt like they were bleeding out slowly but surely. And I think also, it was the draft a little bit. We talked about, right, the draft that was going to struggle a little teeny bit, some weird dark tech builds coming out as well that I was a little shocked by, you know, especially with the Jhin there for that last game. Just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, the Jhin pick and the Jhin build as well was not great, but yeah, I feel like the artillery vibes were definitely there, and that's what they were hoping to keep together. But yeah, I mean the Karma as well. You know, was super strong. in game 2, but in game 3 didn't feel quite there because, you know, it had moved towards more of the long range type of gameplay instead of the buffing up Quacker there. I don't know if Gwen is better here than the Jace. The Jace seemed pretty successful, I would say. I think Quacker's got a pretty good Jace, but yeah, the Syndra just did not have anything going on, man. There's no picks available, nothing you could really go for in terms of big ultimate plays. No really squishy marks you could look for except for Psycho. So yeah, just a rough composition back and forth overall.
Yeah, it definitely it feels like the Jace itself was a nice pick, but it just felt like he was kind of relegated to almost change up his build path to actually, you know, fit into their team so that they have another member that's not afraid to send it forward to go in deep, because normally you go for that more sort of lethality, you know, poke Jace, but this time around being opted to go onto the Gore Drinker, right, so that when he does go in with the hammer form, he can actually sustain himself. He can try and survive these dives that come through from, like we saw, Denethor, from Trickster, who are more than happy to just get on top of you and stay on top of you so consistently.
Yeah, 100%. Part of me wishes we got another red side game with the Olaf in there, but you know, we reserve that for the best of 5s, and hopefully we can make it that deep in the tournament, man, where we get a best of 5, because this team is going to really shine through in that format. But with us here now, we're gonna the next series up will be Team Plank versus oh goodness, Miracle.
Yeah.
Coming up in just a little bit. That'll be played shortly. The winner of that will go to face CCG in the losers bracket, and then they'll play for the D2 position seed in the next tournament. So that's going to be important there to move forward, and hopefully that's an easier matchup than this one, because this is a tough series, man.
Yeah, that's been incredibly tough coming out, but definitely a lot to learn from these as well. And I mean, hey, take what you learn, move down to the lower brackets. Should be a fairly, I don't want to say easy win, because I don't believe that any one of these teams is going to make it easy for them. But regardless, definitely it's going to feel a lot easier than it was in this team as well. But your production, tell me that we got someone special coming in. I think we do. I think we do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to present someone to you, the proverbial psycho of the bot lane himself, the absolute madman, the Aphelios aficionado. There we go. I'll give him that. We got Psycho on the call with us. How you feeling, man? Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, you're kind of making me want to ban Aphelios constantly now. I'm not gonna lie, man.
There you go. Yeah, 100%, man. Looks like we're having audio issues with you, but I'm just going to keep asking you questions, because honestly, I've been meaning to talk to you. Really cool gameplay, man. How important do you think the Aphelios is to your gameplay? Do you think you can pull it out on the Caitlyn? Like, if they let you get the Caitlyn, do you think the game goes similarly, or?
Be comfortable on pretty much every single ADC. There's not really many champions that I don't play, but I definitely really value like the bot lane pairings, like Aphelios Thresh and Lucian Nami, Caitlyn Lux, stuff like that. I feel really comfortable on all those, feel really practiced on all those. So it's pretty important to me to pick up those pairings.
Yeah, we saw the Lucian ban in game 1, and we were thinking, man, the Lucian, I don't know what the ban is for. Maybe that's like a Nev9 pick or something, but I guess that was directly at you, huh?
Yeah. Feel very comfortable on Lucian Nami.
So what's going through your mind as you're trying to evade Quacker on this like 9-0 Olaf? You're like jumping over walls, because you're doing well, man. You're getting away from him.
It felt like I was a gymnast in the Olympics, like trying to get away from this guy. I mean, he's a menace. Quacker is like, obviously he's an old teammate of mine, so I really wanted to beat him this time. And when I saw him on that Olaf getting fed, running at me, I was definitely sweating a lot. They definitely didn't make it easy, CCG, to get this win, but really happy that we were able to pull through.
Hell yeah. Obviously, we're all pretty beat up about the loss here in CCG, but it's a hell of a roster to lose to, right? Like, you guys are absolutely monumental. Looking forward in the tournament, you have locked in the D1 victory here, so you'll be seeded D1. How are you looking at the C2 seed, which is potentially Rock Bottom, how are you looking forward to the rest of the tournament?
Well, Rock Bottom are pretty good. They were actually one of the other options that I was looking at on the off season, but I feel pretty confident. You know, I wouldn't have gone for Mirage Alliance over Rock Bottom if I didn't believe that we'd be able to beat them. If someone took my spot, so I feel pretty confident that we'll be able to beat Rock Bottom.
Hell yeah, man. No, we love the confidence there. What do you got for him, Echo?
Hey, I think you asked pretty much all there was to ask. And real quick, are you surprised at all that they kind of felt like they kind of left your Aphelios Thresh open there? You know, were you surprised at all by that?
Yeah, actually, we were kind of expecting like 380 bans this time, because yeah, I don't know, but even if they did ban the Aphelios, I have other picks as well. Like I can play mostly everything bot lane. We also had some pretty spicy picks that will go unnamed.
Nice.
I was gonna say,
So,
like, no pressure, no pressure.
yeah, we
I
had
love a little leak, but you know,
no, I won't leak anything for my team's sake. But we definitely have some interesting picks prepared, and I'm very excited to pull those out. I hope I do get the opportunity to. We were pretty well prepared coming into draft today. The only thing was the Olaf. That one was pretty unexpected.
Yeah, that definitely tried usurping your name there as Psycho. Is it Psycho because you're just trying to be seen as a Psycho in the bot lane, or is there a different meaning to it? I gotta know,
it's
man.
like that. I probably should change, honestly, maybe for like the branding sake, you know. But it's already stuck, so I'll just keep it.
That's
good
awesome,
branding.
man.
It's good branding.
Man, honestly, the Psycho the bot lane. Before we let you go, man, anyone you want to shout out real quick?
Yeah, shout out to my friends who are watching, supporting me, watching the game. Also shout out to my teammates. Played really, really well today. Really proud of all of them.
Absolutely.
And yeah, GG's to CCG.
Definitely. We look forward to seeing you more with the rest of your squad, and hopefully CCG can make it in the lower bracket as well. As we can take a look real quick as to who it is we believe is going to be the MVP of this one.
Yeah, 100%. And this one is more than unanimous. We give it to Psycho. Just a menace, man. Holy cow. So much damage across all the series, and really, really great performances from him.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Psycho, it's been great talking with you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us, man. And that's going to be it for us here over at CCG. It was one hell of a day, one hell of a series. The dream is still alive, so it's not all over just yet. Don't get your hopes down. Keep them up. CCG is going to need all the support they can get as they battle their way through the lower bracket. The dream stays alive. We're going to the playoffs. It's coming home, Axman. It's coming home.
It's coming home.
It's coming home. We're going to the playoffs. But there's still one more battle that they're going to have to face. And we'll get to find out sooner than later who it is they're going to be facing in that lower bracket, as I do believe that series is coming up fairly soon, actually. Team Plink going up against Team Miracle. Keep your eyes out for that to find out who it is that CCG has to crush to move on forward. But that's going to be it here from us. Axman, thank you so much for casting this absolute banger of a series with me. Shout out to Gerf, shout out to Gordo in the production, making this thing look clean, flawless, and pristine. Thank all of you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Can't wait to see you guys next time.
Up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Already Look, I wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell you you're great, but once you turn away, oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Share the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Look at yourself, my enemy. Look at yourself. Look at yourself, my enemy. Look at yourself. Look at yourself, my enemy. Look at yourself. But I'm ready